Yo, Dask, what up, man? I'm just having some technical issues over here. Just kind of scrambling, but I think I got it worked out. My guy, it is the first proof of chill in ages, man. Where I just captured mine last minute. I was at the beach, so I'm stoked, bro. I just got back from the beach right now, so forgive me for starting a little late here. The proof of chill is all about like trying to capture some moment in the week when you're not doing some Web3 thing, when you're not glued to your phone or addicted to registering ENS. So it's kind of like in the same spirit as the Friday night ENS happy hour. The idea, yeah. So that's what it's all about. Did you do anything chill with the friends or family this week? You wanna talk proof of chill?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm currently at the store, the Halloween store. We came to buy some stuff for Halloween. I'm with my kids. We're just chilling, bro. We had to get out the house, man, and walk around for a bit. We went to the mall, and here we are, man, at the Halloween store, bro.
Yeah, that's awesome. What are you guys getting chopping up candy and costumes and all this the fun stuff, huh?
But yeah, my daughter got a dress because I think she's gonna be a witch, right? So she's getting a broom, and that's about it, though, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And
That's awesome.
I'm still trying to figure out what my son is gonna wear. I think he said he wants to be hey Debbie, you say you want to be Superman? Say you want to be Superman.
I want to be Superman.
You heard the
All
little dude, right?
right. Yeah, that's amazing. Good
Yeah, man.
job.
Yeah, for
That's
sure, man.
cool.
Hey, no
I
man.
always like being stuff that was more like fun and heroic as opposed to scary stuff. Yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah, you're right, dude. I mean, yeah, man. I totally dig it. No, I was gonna say, then what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, that's right. Dude, I got the hedgehog today. Dot East. Can't believe that, man.
Whoa, did you register it?
No, it was actually on what do you call it, on premium. So I sniped it for like, I think it was like 80 something E or 100 and something, because I also added a few more years to it, dude. But I was like just casually, looking at Ina's vision, right? And then I was just
Yeah.
scrolling around, and I said, you know what? Let me look at the domains that have a premium or expiring. And dude, I was scrolling. Next, I'm like, wait a minute, is that the hedgehog? Cause dude, I'm a Sonic fan, dude. I grew up in the '90s playing Sonic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Always been a huge fan, and I was like, no, wait, bro. So I had to snipe. I took it, man. I had to get it.
Well played.
Yeah, you can.
You know,
Uh huh.
I was just thinking, so man, that's yeah, that's kind of it's one of those that it'll probably have a serious value if you want to put it on the market in the future, but it's also kind of it's meaningful to you. So how do you feel about it? Are you going to try and hang on to it? What's your thought process with that acquisition?
No, I'm definitely gonna hang out to it, bro. This is like, dude, like I grew up playing Sonic, man, and I've always been a huge, even till today, man. I'm a huge Sonic fan, bro. So this one is it's my own personal grill. I'm gonna definitely keep it, bro. Come on, Baba, let's go.
You, are you going to give up the Dask and start going by the Hedgehog?
No, I just temporarily just changed my name, because I just bought it. And I just want to, just just rock it, bro. Thanks.
I
You know
love
what I
it.
mean?
I love it.
Rock it for a
Hey,
day or
so
two. Uh huh.
did you hear my stuff that I'm into with this auction idea? Are you hearing? Were you in any of the spaces where I've been rattling off about that? Ooh, man, I'm putting some effects on this image that looks so good right now. Are you still with me though? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you repeat the question again?
Oh, I was wondering if you heard any of my, if you've been in any of the spaces where I've been talking about the auction that I'm starting.
I don't quite recall, because I sometimes when I hop on spaces, I'm like multitasking and stuff. But what's up? Talk to me. Talk to me.
Well, I've just been kind of in the last couple of days, I've been trying to figure out the logistics of how to start the crudest kind of auction. You know what I mean? Like like just like gather around, y'all. Like we got this bull for sale. He's starting at $75.75. Like we're just literally gonna do a very primitive like auction, traditional auction, but in the metaverse, in our metaverse space. So we'll meet like this on Twitter Spaces, and then kind of transition to the auction. And I think that, or and the bidding part of the auction will happen in
On Cyber?
yeah, on Cyber, yeah, via text, right? So just like with the one, were you in the one that 008 and Dylan did the other day? It was like on last Friday.
No, I wasn't able to log in. I think I was working, so I was just listening, I think.
All right, well, I might rug right now for just 1 second. I'm gonna go and grab the YouTube video, and when I do that, it tries to autoplay it, and when it tries to autoplay, my audio will cut out here. But just stick with me, because I
Yeah,
want to
sure thing.
get the link real quick for you.
Yeah,
It's
do your thing.
right, and I'm back. And I think I can. Excuse me. I'm gonna DM this to you as well. I'm starting to get a little cold last night and today. It sucks. But here is, so please excuse my sniffling. There's a link. I just DM'd it to you, and I'm gonna post it right here in the comments as well, just for anyone else who might come along and want to see what this is all about.
Well,
I guess I should probably label it something. I'll call it, well, I think the YouTube video itself is named, but on Cyber Auction with Satoshi. Well, actually, I'll just say boom, exclamation point. That's fine. So this was a really interesting experience, and it was well done. It was well executed. Well, I didn't have anything to do with this as far as like organizing it or whatever. Other than that, I'm a B card holder, and I have kind of enjoyed the idea of B card. I think it's a really cool social layer concept and necessary. And so this is just like an iteration of on.
um,
Yo,
oh yeah, I was gonna ask you. Yeah, pardon me, Novax. Because like I said, like when I hop on a space, sometimes I'm multitasking, and I sometimes I miss like certain parts of the life spaces. Ah,
don't stress,
could
man.
you just one more time explain to me what B card is, if you don't mind?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So B card is really interesting. B card is basically um, the concept is just business cards, right? But fully on chain and as an NFT. So you just can send your business card to um,
Ah, so that's what the B stands for, business card. Got it.
exactly. And it's kind of a whole like franchise kind of a concept where they've just introduced B paper, but it's really about the social validation, the social gamification of it, the way that it's like you have to have three B card before you can mint your own. So three people in the community have to validate that you are a person who they trust and want to have a B card and give and have a relationship with. You're not a bot, you're a human. And
Right. Of course.
so that's kind of a cool thing, it's thoughtfully constructed so that it's, has to kind of grow organically. And then once any individual has 50 B cards, then they can begin posting B paper. And B cards, you mint them like you just put your name and like your tagline or whatever. So like Novax, like dailyauctions.eth or whatever I want. And so it's very,
Indeed.
the business card itself is really rudimentary. You know what I mean? It's just like your name and like one little bit about you, and it just looks very, very minimalist. But the B paper, once you have 50 B card, then the B paper is like it allows you to write up to I think like 1,400 or so characters, which then you can mint, as an editable NFT, as an SVG file. So it just has a lot of utility in the sense that it's all on chain, and
So the paper is like a bio.
yeah, the paper would be like you could just write as many of them as you want. You can have like any different quantity of them that you might want. And so it's really kind of meant to have this utility. Oh crap, I totally gosh, I keep forgetting about I forgot about the Soonbirds mint, and I may have missed out my free mint. I had a free mint like early bird deal.
Oh
Did I miss
man,
it? You had to get it?
go check it out, bro.
They are currently minting right now.
Oh, okay. So I might be able to still use mine. I gotta check. I hope I can still catch it. That's a Digivitar project too. He's in on that. What up, Miner? What up, Zodakis? Quack, 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 quack.
Digi quack zooty zoot hoot hoot. Dude, Digi fucking killed it. All right, like, dude, Digi kills everything, but like, man, this is just man, and all the real grails, the 101s of all the like the different collections, most of them haven't even been minted yet. So
Okay.
there's just like a bunch of stuff waiting there.
All right. So, how do we participate? Like, do you have it linked on your page or what? Do I just look for Student Birds? He sent me some stuff. Actually, he sent me some stuff. Let me see if I can find that. Dude, that's a problem. Is like things just get buried so fast, and I have to literally like manually search everything because it's just in the bottom of a heap.
The one I'm rocking right now is my free mint that I got, and that was because last night what
Bro,
was
you
that
just
project
win.
called?
You only win all the time.
I enter a lot of stuff, so I also lose a lot. But I definitely win quite a bit of stuff. That's why I also like Instagram is like a good one for like if you're just trying to like pawn some shit for some ETH. That's a good way to do it. That is advice.
That is financial advice right there.
Yeah, if you want some free, there you go. Just go, like the people are giving away all kinds of crap on Instagram, like toasters, microwaves, refrigerators. Like,
Whoa! So you're participating in those kind of giveaways too. That's rad.
I've never won a refrigerator, but like I've won like a Puffco Peak Pro, which is like a $400 dab rig. That's kind of nice.
Heck yeah! I'm familiar.
A dab right. I've won a dab right too, but I want to just pop on here and just say, long live Proof of Chill. Is good to see that name rocking in here again.
Yeah. You know what? It's actually I wanted to talk about the hilariousness of that whole experience because yeah, I don't know how to even it's both funny and somewhat sad. I don't know where to start, but basically, yeah, like we're cut off from Russia with the OpenSea and stuff. Homeboy is, completely unable to, use his OpenSea and to access the collection and edit it and anything like that. So because of that, it just became really difficult to get people their subculture punks and stuff that we were doing. And there was also some other like creative differences where he kind of had some ideas. Our homie there, B Docs from Subculture Punks, where I'd started the subculture or the Proof of Chill, sessions. He kind of wanted to do like some experimenting. He's a really talented artist, really smart guy as well, great aesthetic. But like he's into some stuff I'm not really into with like Polygon spam and like spamming methods. He's Eastern European, Russian, like has a very cynical kind of like cultural perspective. He describes himself that way. And he's kind of like, people just want, whatever. The way he talks about is very cynical. He's like, people just want something catchy. You gotta just spam it in their wallet, and he's like, I have a new method of spamming broadcast spam where I won't be detected. And then he got flagged. And I'm just like, B-Docs, please, man. Like, you're such a good artist. Like, why are you doing all this spam crap? Like, stop this. But anyway, so we had some differences of opinion about how to administer things, but that really didn't even get in the way. Like I'm in it for the culture and the beautiful art and just the idea of the Proof of Chill being something that encourages us to live a better lifestyle, like a more rounded lifestyle. And so it just carries on perfectly over to here, and the aesthetic and the color palette is even similar too with the CyberCryptoSkulls. So for that reason, I'm like, yeah, it's a total great thing. And obviously, Hemax like loves it. Hemax, he was like, dude, Proof of Chill's dope. So the idea behind Proof of Chill, if anyone doesn't know, I posted in the comments. There's only just the one. Actually, I didn't even. I'm gonna do that now. I guess I don't think I've even. Oh, well, I know what I did. I posted my Proof of Chill on my page. So there it is. But now I need to post it. I really should post it in the comments of this space. But my proof of chill is just a picture of the beach. I put a few effects on it. It's just lazy stuff, right? It doesn't have to be some high art form or something. Just kind of take a picture demonstrating, that you touched some grass or had some leisure time, had some fun, did something cool this week. Joshy is hanging with us. Let's get him up here. And Triple Eight Meta 8 is in the house, man, chilling with us. And the Hedgehog, aka the Dask, he just picked up the Hedgehog on secondary. And Duty,
No,
you know it. And also, Boombox Heads is chilling with us again, man. It's dope to have Boombox Heads chilling. Um, you know, we uh, we dig you, brother. Like we respect your art, and it's cool to have you in the house. Yeah. So I was thinking like with Proof of Chill. So I just posted mine down there, and I would just post with the tag, hashtag Proof of Chill. And then, the idea here is that you kind of it turns into art over time, right? Because you don't want to just like take straight photographs, and you don't want to just like dox, selfies of yourself. But there's this opportunity to kind of like explore an aesthetic within like your luxury, like leisure lifestyle kind of experiences. And for me, living by the beach, mine is kind of like about trying to capture beach lifestyle. I like to kind of take like candid photos of people like getting ready to surf or coming out of the water, um, or just like large beach landscapes. I really like capturing like when lots of people are on the beach together, and like the social phenomenon of just like hundreds of people sitting out on the beach together is interesting to me, especially like post COVID, and just thinking about like socialization in a different way, and like mass, groups of people, and how we kind of, have our own little siloed areas, and I don't know, just the beauty of it, and also kind of like how insular we really are too. Like, so it's just something I'm reaching for when in my leisure time, like to kind of capture in some way the things that I can't do either because of my disability. So I just am really limited. Actually, I haven't even been in the car for like a couple. Honestly, I haven't been in the car for like a month. So it's just my back's like pretty wrecked. So this was an excuse for me finally rebooting Proof of Chill. I was like, all right, I'm gonna try and get out and go to the beach, and that's something that I've been really wanting to do. So it was painful and difficult for me, but like it was good. It was nice. And I was trying to get some augmented reality capture. That was a big disappointment. I brought my stuff, and I was planning on, being able to capture some like a big sandcastle AR asset on the beach. But the amazing servers were not fast enough to load it, I think. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're resetting or something, but I need to talk to those guys and figure out what's up with that. Anyway, I just want to welcome everyone. Joshy, I hope you're doing well, dude. You got just shoulder surgery recently, so I know you probably haven't been hopping, skipping around, playing in the sun, but maybe you've gotten some something fun you've been able to do since coming out of surgery. I would hope. And yeah, if you want to share how you've been and what's going on, this doesn't have to be all about this idea is kind of just get to know each other better, connect on a deeper level, something separate from just like chilling or talking business. We can just kind of be homies, talk about what we did with our families and friends, and keep each other accountable to our health and stuff. How did you even fuck yourself up in the first place, bro? Back me up. Like I don't even know what the story is with your injury.
What up, bro? No, I just fell on a scooter and just got surgery Friday and just kind of just chilling, trying not to move at all.
Yeah, so you're pretty much right now just like sitting, chilling, letting things heal. You're like not even supposed to move that arm at all.
Yeah, I'm not even sitting, bro. I haven't even got up out of bed probably for since Friday. Um, but yeah, they have it kind of about so the ligaments that hold the shoulder together, the CV joint kind of all broke apart. It was like grade 5, the worst. So they took a piece of cadaver body and some titanium, um, I think thread plus some uh, like bridging areas. I don't know, but they basically tied it up with the dead cadaver section and tied it all up. So I think I have to just keep it in place as much as possible. Don't use it or move it at all until kind of gets catches a little bit. But they said it's like 6 weeks of healing, and then I could start physical therapy.
Wow. Well, was it a very difficult thing to get in for surgery? Because I know that's hard sometimes, like to get treatment, to get somebody to see like that you need help. Like what? So that's turned out good.
Well, the first two hospitals told me there was nothing wrong with me, and I think you saw that they basically had security escort me out.
It's just
But then I
crazy.
saw an orthopod, and he said, "Yeah, you need to get that fixed, or else you'll have problems the rest of your life." So then he scheduled me. I think it was like a week out, and I just got it done Friday. Very thankful for my doctor. He's a good doctor. Um, and yeah, I'm doing better for sure. And the shoulder feels more solid, but man, it's a lot of pain. It's not quite as much. I broke my ankle, and they put some screws in that previously a few years back, and that was a lot worse. So so far this isn't the worst thing I've been through, but uh, yeah, it's not easy. And the hardest part is just bored, and I want to be able to do shit and get around. I'm sure you feel that way too, being partially disabled and not being able to do exactly what you want. So just gonna rest up and try and heal as much as possible.
Yeah, my bro. I mean, yeah, it's just sucky how like, yeah, it's just you gotta take shit and just roll with it. I've started to really appreciate that. Sometimes the limitations can lead you to um, new opportunities. And so just embrace that, you're gonna slow down for a minute, heal up, and be grateful that you're able to get that procedure, get some treatment and everything. That's a crazy thing. Like, man, I would feel conflicted about that myself. But obviously, if you're in pain and you need to be worked up, I'd be like, just put it back together, whatever you got to do. And that's how I feel with my back. I used to be like, I don't know if I want to go surgery. Now I'm like, if someone says they can cut me open and make me better, like, I will roll the dice. Let's try that.
Yeah, bro. It's and my main concern is I just want to be able to do glass again. Over the last few years, I've kind of been kind of complacent and not really doing anything, and hurting myself really woke me up to you know I gotta make some shit happen. I gotta stop. I have the Web3 stuff. I do want to do the Web3 stuff, but my talent is glass, and I can kind of bring those two worlds together. And I can't. I'm not gonna be able to just do Web3 stuff without including like cannabis or glass. I have to, add that as well. So that's my
Dude,
goal.
can you share anything from like a photograph with hashtag proof of chill in the comments on this video from your current location? Like even if it's just a picture of your shoulder or you sitting there watching TV or whatever makes you happy. It has to be something that makes you happy while you're in this current state.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
There's no like immediate rush on it either.
oxycodone is making me pretty happy because without that, holy shit.
Seriously, I literally like have reached the end of my freaking rope going with no pain medications where I may try to get some pain management, but I've skipped all that for my purposes because I'm like really chronic with it. So it's kind of a risky road for me. But at this point, like I'm starting to get in so much pain. I'm like, I really would like to have something. I know people have suggested like kratom and some other things that I might try and give a try. Cannabis only goes so far with me in this way. Like
Yeah,
I
cannabis
definitely.
doesn't touch pain for me, bro.
Yeah, same. I mean, yeah, it's hard to find. Yeah, I mean, there's some ways, like maybe with some heavy edibles or something, that put you to sleep so you don't feel the pain, but that's not quite the same as like being able to live and live your life. Um, what do you guys think about your proof of chill? I know 888 likes to go out and get some water pretty much every day. It seems like every time I talk to him, he's trying to jump in some water and surf. And he's also a really talented photographer. So if we get him posting proof of chill, we'll elevate proof of chill to a whole new art form. People will be like, "Oh my god, is that a proof of chill? Is that a hashtag proof of chill?"
Can you run down on what proof of chill is? Because I'm not even sure what it is.
Yeah, so like a long time ago, I started this a long, long time ago, a few months ago. I started this thing where I was doing spaces that were all about just like so when I started in Web3, this is the story behind it. When I started in Web3 full time in early 2021, I like got this epic job. I was creative director for this project called Babelfish before the token launch. We had a really successful token launch. All like marketing stuff I was doing and creative work I was doing to promote the brand was really successful. And I was being, compensated pretty well for it, a couple thousand a month, in BTC. It was pretty nice. And I had like racked up a whole Bitcoin after about a year doing that. And it also gotten some friends, really good gigs. I was like, hired my friends as creative director to like for this video game build in Unity. And I was like, here's how we're doing it. Like, here's our formula and our template and our characters. And just laid all this stuff out and hired all this international crew. And it was everything going good. And then my homie just kind of like, he's like, yeah, you're unqualified to like lead this. And I was like, well, all right. Well, I mean, I hired you though. So like, what's up with the code that you've been like putting out your indie video game studio has been coding for us? And he was just sort of like, oh, well, yeah, we're keeping it, And I was like, bro, like, we can't just go on keeping paying you unless you start, revealing the code to it. You have to like open source the code to us. We've been paying you for a couple months on this ambiguous, terms of like, you're going to feel it out, see how it goes. But we reached this impasse where it was like, he was just going to keep taking money and like not handing over any of the code for us. And then that created like a little bit of a conflict. And then the venture capitalists showed up, who I didn't even realize were involved in the picture at all. They're like, oh, by the way, we own everything. And I was like, okay, good to know, because there's a project founder who was not very forthright about any of that. And at least not like to me, like I didn't realize just exactly how the dynamic was there. And so they came in and they're like, yeah, basically Novax is out because, homeboy Dak, my friend, my like IRL best friend of 10 years, freaking just decided that I was unqualified and didn't want me to be, didn't want to answer to me in any way. He was just like, I'm not answering to you. I'm the boss of me. You're not the creative director of this project. And it was just like, bro, I hired you. And I'm giving you a good salary. Like, why are you doing this? Like, well, I don't even understand.
Greed, buddy.
What was that?
He must have been greedy, bro. Like,
that's the thing. I wish I could say that, but I don't think it is. I think it was pride more. I think he was just like, I don't know, or maybe sincerely that he didn't think, like, he didn't have confidence in me, which is the most disappointing, to me. Honestly, I could easily say it was anything other than that, but it's like, I really think he sincerely just didn't have confidence in me, which is sad because we had produced a great result up until that point. Everything that was going was under my direction was, I think, really, obviously successful. Everyone liked it. But, it's just one of those things, bro. I don't know exactly what, but it ended really bad. And that's what Proof and Chill started with. It was like that ended. I won't go into the details of how badly it ended for like me and him and our relationship and just me personally and my personal life.
I went
But
through the exact same thing, bro. I would hire my friends as apprentices, okay? I was their boss because literally I'm the one who knows glass and they don't and they want to learn glass. Well, guess what? Soon as they learned enough for even a hitter, like a chillum, they would go off selling shit on their own and move out. They would move out. I had 3 different people that I was very close to that thought they learned enough to they don't need me anymore. And I think that's, people think like that, and even if they're your friend, it's like the worst people you can kind of do business with sometimes is your friends, because they don't
you're here.
they
That's
take it
right.
friendship.
I agree with you. That was the lesson I learned, was that, and it's also, what it is the dynamic. Your friendship transitioning to a business relationship it's gonna be a really difficult transition. You're not gonna be able to do that necessarily, depending on the dynamic as well. Especially if it's, in this case, it was a friend who's older than me by almost a decade and has more professional experience than I do. So but he doesn't understand anything about he's a boomer, you know what I mean? Like he understands nothing about the culture of Web3 and like the ethos with which we're operating here. So I'm like translating this to him, and in the process, he's like ascribing onto me all of the ambiguity and uncertainty that come with a DAO. He's like, well, why can't you do this? And I'm like, bro, okay, you need to get in the Discord. He's like, well, just tell me. I'm like, bro, the DAO says this, the DAO says that. He's like, oh, well, tell him this. And I'm like, dude, you just don't understand. Like, just join it. So after 6 months, he finally joins the Discord. You know what I mean? It was that kind of thing. And then by that time, it's just like I dragged him kicking and screaming into this project, like threw tons of money at him and got nothing for it. And not only that, I got kicked out, I got freaking fired. He took all my money and all my job. And then he came at me saying, and by the way, he's like asking for, things that are not his, you know what I'm saying? He's like, and give me this and that too. And so it was really painful. And so after that, I decided I'd given all of my attention to that project, nothing else at all. like hardly even eating or taking care of myself properly because I was in a state of wanting to create provision for my family. And, I was worried about them because of my health, like my disabilities, like getting worse and worse. I'm like, this is my chance. I'm creative director for this project or doing this token launch. I could be a millionaire from this. And I just want to have something for them in case I turn into a vegetable in 5 years, like that's literally my psychology with it. And so I was like, all right, that didn't go well. It blew up in my face. I lost all my creative drive. Since then I've never done it. I was doing a bunch of artistic music, all sorts of creative things a couple years ago. I'm over it, dude. I can't produce a damn thing. I just don't. I'm not totally uninspired. Total mental block with it. Now I just celebrate other people's art, and that's good enough for me. I like that. And I just think what I learned, the transcendent lesson in it that I try to bring to Proof of Chill is like don't take any of the shit too seriously. Like you got to survive, and if it's your money, that's important. But more importantly is your mental health and the well-being of your family and everyone around you and your friendships. Don't even get involved in business with friends, and don't even become too good of friends with your business partners. The reality is it's good to let people know that you're here for the purposes that you're here for. If that's just friendship, okay, great. But if you're here to make some money too, when it comes to those business deals, like you better be real serious about it and let people know what your expectations are. There was too much ambiguity for too long in that relationship, and it led to a lot of unfulfilled expectations, a lot of disappointment. But even more personally for me, I think I just lost perspective and made that thing my ticket out of a lot of perceived problems in my life. Then in reality, that you got to find that within yourself some other way. You can't externalize like some escape hatch elsewhere. So that's all for me about how Proof of Chill started. It was really from my personal um, struggles in going too hard on one project. And so I always want this space to be to remind people, distribute out between a few different projects and communities. Don't just be all 100% on one thing. And also, no matter what you're into, like keep your own thing too. Build yourself, build your brand as well as all the other stuff that you might want to do. And then number three, I think, was just that no matter what and all that, you know, have one photograph, share one photograph with Proof of Chill tag every week, for these Proof of Chill meetings, just to demonstrate that you haven't lost perspective so hard that you didn't even spend like 20 minutes, 30 minutes with your family one time, or your friends, just one time during the week, chilling out in the sun, touching grass, whatever it is that you like to do, going to the flea market, whatever it is, barbecuing. Digivitar likes to post his barbecues, whatever it is that you do. Maybe you like to rip your skateboard or go and surf. Just a picture of the ocean, a picture of your skateboard, a picture of the hill that you're going to bomb. Video is good too. Panoramas are good. Photo effects are good. Glitch effects are good. Get some music in it. Have fun with it. But like, it's supposed to be the expression of us refusing to be digital automaton, phone addicted, nothing people who don't like live in the real world and experience real things. Because I think that's the key to preventing us from getting out of balance. You feel me?
Yes, sir, bro. And I I confuse business relationships and friendships all the time because you know I honestly have a hard time separating. um, to keep to keep those separate.
I don't know how to even land on that one. I think I'm still in a state of flux with how I think of it myself. But I mean, generally, I just kind of think like it's really about, so like if you have a relationship with somebody where they're like your friend and they know and they like to like make a joke at your expense every now and then, and you accept that as the dynamic of your friendship. Oh ho ho, Novak's haha, he's a silly sad soul. He's a little jokester, haha. People will like lose respect for you, and then you try to assert like, okay, I have a degree in tech entrepreneurship and management. I have some valuable insights on the business dynamics and the economics of what we're doing here. And it's difficult for a friend who's seen you in that context of like, let's chill, haha, have a joke, the humility of your friendship, to then say like, okay, you're making an executive decision. You're in control of the budget. You're gonna, whatever, make a decision about the selection of the art or the style or the reference art or whatever. So I think that for me was like the thing that I learned was that a friend, a lot of times like your closest friends, they just have one perception of you. And so and that's likewise in business. So if you have like your friends in a business context, and then you become increasingly, having like a more personal friendship with them, there's aspects of that personality, of your personal, character and attributes of what makes you you, that are also like the things that make us endearing, are also some of the things that make us fragile. That's the thing. That's the thing about friendship. You understand? Like, that's where I'm coming from with it. Is that when you reveal the frailty of where you come from, it takes a lot of humility to do that. And when you do it in the company of people who like to exploit your vulnerabilities, which is a lot of the times the people who you're interacting with in business relationships, then it's kind of like showing your vulnerabilities to your enemies. So I think that's an important thing, is don't regard like your business partners as your enemies, because they're not. But to understand that, like, in a business context, like somebody's saying like, I'm here for reason A, which is to get something for myself, and in that context, you don't necessarily want to show somebody how much you have, or how easy it would be to take that thing away from you, because they'll exploit that. Anyway, that's just, I think that's an important thing to just put it into your toolbox, and try and process all the individuals in your circle around you, and through that lens, like how much, what on this sliding scale is this a friendship versus a like a business relationship, and then what do you want it to be? What's your ideal balance? For me, like, I'm I'm kind of like you, what you're saying. I have a hard time differentiating at this moment, so I think it's important. Web3 is like a lot about redefining that. That's what this is about, sort of redefining that. So in a way, it's like the antithesis of what I'm saying is kind of the Web3 culture. It's like we're friends, we're bros, and we're business partners. But in order to get there, you have to have learned these other lessons collectively, like everyone, because otherwise you'll learn them along the way here, which is like what I started out doing. So I think you have to have a little bit of a callous exterior, be it wear your heart on your sleeve, but then, stack some freaking armor around it, carry a sword as well, be ready to like stand your ground, have your convictions. And then I think the other thing is just don't work too hard for too little. Don't sell yourself short, because especially if you're working for somebody else, like, if you're going to work too hard for too little, do it to build your own empire, not somebody else's. That's just stupid. So that's what a lot of people are doing in DAOs right now. They're like, oh, I'll build your empire for nothing, and then one day this decentralized community will acknowledge me and compensate me. It's like, that's an illusion. That doesn't happen that way, because the decentralized community is not sentient. You can't like anthropomorphize a DAO. There's no one person that says so and so did X, Y, and Z, so they get a cookie. It's like so and so can do everything, and they get kicked out and then thrown in the street because nobody knows who they are or cares, because it's impersonal. So I think that's a real risk that we face, is like we're dealing with individuals, but at the end of the day, none of the individuals are empowered, in a distributed system to to help anyone, or to acknowledge, any particular contribution and reward anyone. What up, Dask? Or Hedgehog? You back with us?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What's your story, dude? As far as this stuff goes, are you a Web3 degen, or you're like also working an IRL job?
I guess for the time being, just a Web3 degen, I started into, I don't know about, give me 1 second, into ENS about 4 months ago. I think around June. That's when I got into ENS, because I had no idea what ENS was. I think one night I was just, scrolling through Twitter, and I hopped in a space, and I believe, what's his name? Kills the Great was speaking, right? And I was just listening and listening, right? And the dude was just spitting knowledge, dude, and he just caught my attention right away. And then ever since then, here I am.
Yeah, I definitely love hanging with Kels. I ran into him pretty early on on the Twitter Spaces, and he's a really inspiring person with a lot of knowledge, and what
Yeah,
he's doing with that Burn project pretty dope as well.
yeah, indeed. And before that, I was just just, I guess, shit coining and trying to collect I guess, potential girls, right, that might do something next bull run, and not much, but ENS really caught my attention, and I started just at first I didn't really know what to register, right? I was like just going crazy. So most of the first names that I registered were like more like username type of domains, right? But then I started learning day by day, listening to people on the spaces and just reading on Twitter and YouTube, and then I started like understanding more about domains, and then I started just buying better quality domains, right? And man, to this day, I have like about 500 domains and counting. Most of them are in my code. Some of them are hot, and then I have other domains in like separate wallets, But I feel like I got some decent domains, especially in Spanish, brother. Like, don't fade other languages, bro. So far I've only like bought domains in English and Spanish, but a lot of my domains are in Spanish though, because there's still a lot of stuff out there. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the last, yeah, like the last thing I bought, I believe. If I remember correctly, I think I bought fireworks in Spanish and teléfono móvil, which means cellular phone, right? And
Oh,
but I mean, besides that, go for it, boss.
well done. I said those are bomb.
Yeah, brother. And I believe I consider them grills. You know what I mean? Because I have tortilleria, which means tortilla shop. But in Mexico, tortillerias are very common. They're like in every corner. You know what I mean? Or carnicerias, butcher shop, and etc. And recently I acquired as well, like about 2 weeks ago, I believe, I acquired licoreria, which means liquor store. And what was the other one? Vinateria? Vinateria, I think. Vinateria, I
All
believe.
the terriers.
And what's up?
You've got all the terriers.
Man, dude, I know, right? Go for Josh.
So I was gonna say I was thinking Spanish about a year ago because nobody was looking at that stuff, and I actually got Prestemo, or however you say it, for loan for Spanish.
Oh, right, yeah, préstamo. Dude, that's a. Dude, do you really have that? Because if you do, that's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
damn
good.
good, man.
I also got another one. I don't know if it's that good, but Pornographia.
What? Oh man, that's dope, dude. Man, you just getting these grills too.
Well, I started a while ago. I was thinking, when I was looking, most of the good stuff was taken, even a year and a half ago, or year and 2 months ago. So I was like, man, I just had the kind of idea. I'm going to look up the top domains that got sold in Spanish, and really the only two that I got were those two. I do have one domain that's not necessarily Spanish, but it's like a slang, punani.
Yeah, that's funny. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Punani
So.
loans in Spanish. How do you say loans in Spanish?
Préstamos.
Prestamos. And then what was your other one that you had?
Uh, uh, Pornographia, and I own the singular of loans. I should have probably got the plural too, huh?
Man, I got plural, singular, and with Inye and without Inye for Ensueños or Dream. Um, and I think that's good. I got Ensueño, Ensueños, and then Ensueño, Ensueños with the Inye both. So like four of them. It's like that's the thing about Spanish though. If you got an Inye or plural, singular, or masculine, feminine, even like all of a sudden you have so many different permutations of the same word. And so I can imagine the Spanish might move with like a lot more package deals and stuff. You try and lock up, like that's kind of how I saw it with Ensueño anyway. Like they have the ensueño.com or whatever, the laundry detergent company. It's like a marketed in Spanish, and they have Ensueño like without the Inye.com, and then obviously they probably have it with the Inye too, I would assume. But yeah, so I don't know what you think about that, Dask Hedgehog. What do you think?
Yeah, I believe in Sueño is a pretty good one, especially since there's a Web 2 domain. So I would definitely hold on to that one as well.
You like getting
Um,
all the variants though? Like you like getting singular, plural, feminine, masculine, inye, no inye?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I try to get them all, of course, right? But yeah, it's always a good idea to try to get both the plural and singular forms, right?
Yeah,
And
with
and all the
accent though, and with inye, it's better. It's like mejor for sure.
Yes, brother, I would recommend if you can get a word with both the accent and without, you should, because obviously you already know Web 3. You can have all that stuff. In Spanish it's called the tilde. The accent. You could get the ñes, which is beautiful. So if you can get them both, I would. So that's because most of my words in Spanish, I have them with the accent and without the accent, right? Like for example, tortilleria, which I believe, brother, is a damn grill, cause Hispanic, Mexicans, man, like they eat a lot of food with tortillas, brother, and literally, there's tortillerias in every corner in Mexico, bro. So I got the word without the accent and with the accent. So I just couldn't believe that I was able to register those two domains. I was like, what is going on here? So I'm the only one in the planet with those domains, right? So that's pretty cool.
That's how I started feeling about it. That's how I felt when I got in Sueño and I started thinking about other like single words, like just single words and the value of them. Because two
Right,
words, they're so susceptible. Like you can have them in either order, singular, plural. But there's
right.
some words they just, they're so clean and yeah, you got to appreciate that. Those Spanish grails are really awesome. I can't believe Josh has some great Spanish grails. All I got is Ensueño. That's like my only one, but I'm riding that one
Right.
out. And I also, actually, you know what? I got some others too. I think I was reading you my others. Um, I have some I have some other good ones. Actually, I forgot about. But anyway, I want to ask you guys about auctions and stuff too, because now that Dask, you have a pretty big bag of domains now. Like me too, and so I'm wondering. You've got them registered probably for different lengths and everything, and some of them you might want to hold for longer and shorter. But do you
Yep,
have
yep.
some that you like to sell now that you like to auction in the short term and get them kind of cycle them through?
Well, now that you ask, I do, but not many. Well, obviously, almost everything on my ledger is long term play. Almost everything, right? Because I actually do believe in my domains, and the next step for me that I want to learn is how to build on them, like how to design the decentralized websites, right? And I just haven't had a chance to, because ENS Punks, right? He um he was he was teaching people a couple of weeks ago, and I was just listening, but I was at work. I'm like, damn it, I wish I was at home. But I'm gonna get there, brother. I know. Look, I'm a fast learner. When it's something that I really want to do, I mean, I could just learn this thing in a day. But that's the next thing I want to do is to build. But I do have a couple that I do want to just show. I do need liquidity, but I'm I'm just gonna.
Hit me up with your ones, anything that you want to move, and if you want me to
Yeah,
try to push it through the auction, if that sounds fun to you, hit me up with the name and the reserve
yeah, yeah.
price for auction, and I'll try and put it on the list. I don't know how many we get to, how many people will show up, how well it'll
Uh huh.
go, but
Uh
if
huh.
you have a reserve price, at least then we can ensure that like you're gonna get whatever or nothing. Like you'll
Yeah,
keep your,
yeah.
you get something you want for it.
10-4. Go for it, Josh.
Yeah, so I wanted to mention you were talking about building and stuff. I was actually just sponsored essentially by Dylan. He sent me one of the Heavens Tools beta passes because I was talking to him and he saw I was hurt, so like he just hooked me up with it so I could start building while I was kind of hurt. But man, check that out. I think they're only like the passes are like $150, and um, it'll make if you're not really a coder or a dev, it can kind of shorten a lot of the complications that you'll have because everything's kind of built in. And I haven't checked it out yet, but it looks amazing.
Yeah, I
Right,
got
right,
one.
right. Yeah, me too. I was just gonna say that I actually got the Heavens tools and then the other free airdrops that we got. So I just haven't had a shot to use it and scope it out. But I'm definitely I will. You know what I mean? Because I do want to start designing websites behind my domains because I truly believe that a lot of my Spanish domains are pretty darn good. Like one of them is aguas frescas, and that is like very popular, aguas frescas, right? Like like Jamaica, horchata, for example, tamarindo, and there's way more, brother. So aguas frescas, I believe that's a grilled domain in Spanish, brother. You know what I mean?
Bro, aguas frescas it's a solid grill. What do you also got? Agua de horchata? What do you got, man? He's out here on these grills ones. That's crazy. Aguas frescas is
What does
truly
that mean?
it's
I
like
want frescas, you're saying?
no, it's like juice, It's like
I know what fresca is. I want to know, like, it doesn't. What else are you saying with it? It says, are you saying I want fresca?
oh, it's
No,
aguas.
Oh,
aguas.
agua fresca.
Yeah,
I got you.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, so I'm familiar with it because I go to the Spanish spot where they have like the big pitchers, not even pitchers, just huge glass jars, like maybe 5 or 6 gallons in each one of each drink. That's fresca, right?
yeah, yeah. It's either it varies, right? It could be horchata, it could be as we call it agua de Jamaica, which is damn, I forgot how to pronounce that in English. There's a name. Anyway, and then
Hibiscus.
there you go, bada bing.
Yeah.
And then there's agua de limon, lime water, etc. But yeah, dude, that domain, I can't believe it was available. So what did I do? I registered that damn domain. I was for and dude, that's a grill, man.
That is a grill.
I think there's just not a whole lot of anyone other than, there's not a lot of Spanish speaking people in ENS to kind of be buying this yet. So it is probably the best opportunity to buy. This ETH stuff is worldwide, where like exchange of money and stuff is all like local. You got your US dollar. With Ethereum, it makes it worldwide. So, and this is the first time Spanish speaking people can actually get a domain with their actual correct accents or whatever. So you better believe they're going to actually pick that instead of the English version because why are they going to, why are they going to English themselves, make themselves more English when they don't have to now? So that they would never, I think, pick a non. So yeah, there's Prestemo with the actual accent and without. Won't with Spanish people it be more popular with the accent?
Yeah, like now that you mentioned it, of course, if we can get domains with the accents, like myself, I'm definitely gonna get the domain with the accent. So in its correct form, right? But if I can get them both with and without it, even better. You know what I mean?
If you had to choose, though, you're going to pick the one with the accent if it was only one choice.
Right, right. Of course, because that's the correct way.
Yeah, I'm asking because people have said the opposite that aren't Spanish speaking, So that's why I'm asking people who are, Spanish. So
That
Right.
that still blows my
Mhm.
mind because I figure that like
Yeah.
you see everything through the lens of North American marketing, and you just think, oh yeah, of course you'd want to strip off the accents because that's like what we're all typing on our keyboards. We don't have any accents or tildes or inye on our
Mhm. Mhm.
keyboard. So like if you're buying a .com, that's probably like most of the time even true, even to today. But I think that when this marketplace, it's like these are identities, and it's sort of such an internationally, global phenomenon. I guess like it just sort of makes it like you were saying, Josh, like it's like yeah, and like Das was saying, that's the correct way. So it's kind of like the anglicized way of like diminishing and making everything conform to the English, lens is falling off, and through that is like this cultural celebration of the tilde and the inye, and I think it's kind of cool. So yeah, I think that's definitely the everywhere I land on it, everyone seems to agree that they want their tildes, they want their inyes, but they want it the other way too for marketing purposes. But like if you had to choose, that it's got to be the correct native speaker way with the in the most truest form right there.
Yeah, you pretty much nailed it, Novax. I guess in Web 1, Web 2, none of like the tildes or the ñes or accents in general, exist as far as I'm concerned, right? But now that we're in Web3 and we could register all those domains with the different accents and ñes, et cetera, I'm gonna get both if I can. Now, when it comes to like I guess a global thing, especially for non Spanish speakers, I guess it'll be easier for them to type the domain without the tildes, of course, right? But for everybody else who understands and speaks Spanish, they might want the domain with the tilde, because it's obviously the correct version and stuff. And personally, of course, if I can get them both, I'm definitely gonna get them both.
Yo, let's welcome some people real quick. I want to say hi to Unemployed. He's a great buddy who's rolled in. What up, Unemployed? How you been doing? You chilling?
Hey man, hey, how you doing, everybody? Hey, don't choke me, no what?
Hey, you're in the Proof of Chill. There'll be no choking allowed here. This space is a tradition about. It's not unlike the ENS bar. We're breaking all the rules over here, talking all this ENS stuff right now. But it's because it's been a while since we've done Proof of Chill. We actually are not so strict about it. We actually are allowed to talk ENS here, but we generally try to make this about sharing. Like in the comments of the space, I shared a little photo of the beach earlier. I took a little panorama at the beach, and Proof of Chill used to be done on Fridays, but I felt like we were always kind of like putting off our time with our families on Fridays and stuff, and our friends, in order to have this Proof of Chill space, which seemed counterproductive. I thought Sunday evening is a good spot for Proof of Chill. You've had the whole week and the weekend to do something fun, and you're winding down, getting ready for the next week to begin. And by that time, everyone can try to gather a photograph of their whatever you've been doing. What have you been doing? Did you do any cool outings or anything this weekend, man?
Honestly, first of all, I haven't seen Joshi in a little while. Joshi, I saw your situation with being injured and stuff like this. I do hope that you're doing well, and you're recovering at least. I see Daskin here and a lot of other people.
Yeah, say hi to Bless too. He was up here with the hand up for a minute too, and we kind of failed to acknowledge him. I'm sorry, Scott. Please, please join the convo as well, my man. And we're happy to see you here also.
What up?
What up?
What up? What up?
Nothing much. I went out to Lake Berryessa and I fished yesterday. So a bunch of bullshit, nothing.
So if you guys don't know, Scott's from Lake County area in California. I spend a lot of time right around that part of the world in Mendocino, and so I think those are some of the greatest spots. Really rural, great fishing spots. Berryessa, Pillsbury. There's some of the best country in the world, way out there. I mean, it's cutty. It's nice. So you came back.
Yeah.
Any Bigfoot? You didn't get eaten by Sasquatch?
Nah, so the lake is really low because, as you know, California hasn't really had much rain this year. I just posted a picture of I think it loaded. Posted a picture of just the spot where I was fishing around the trees and stuff. It's pretty cool. You can tell how low it is. And
oh my God, look at the fire scar all around the background. So Berryessa just basically burned all around Berryessa too, huh?
Yeah, that was like last year, yeah.
Crazy, you can see the burn scar still.
Yeah.
It's actually amazing.
It's a nice shot, huh?
Novax, you asked me a question about what have I been doing in the past little while. In the past week, I have been working on a trainable AI code, and it freaked me out that actually it got executed 100%. I didn't even get it. Like, it actually freaked me out myself. I was imagining exactly how it should be working, and it did work. And I don't know, maybe it freaked me out just a little bit. But I'm working on this trainable AI. We did a test on it. It worked 100%. It's functioning and this and that. I think soon, within the next few weeks, I will be releasing something ENS related with a bunch of the legendaries within the ENS community. I think it would be really good combining two historic projects within blockchain, and one of them being ENS with another project would really be a good thing. I don't know. Hopefully it is. I'm not looking for anything for it. I'm not going to put my hopes up. The idea was not mine. The idea was somebody else's. I just had the honors to put some codes together and forward it to my dev, and my dev actually executed 100%. I think it would be really fun to see, the result of it. Like I said, I can't take any credit for it, but I think it would be something that holds some sort of a significant value as a collectible, and I'm hoping that it would be liked by the community and serve a purpose in the community. That's what I have been up to.
Dude, you've gone full mad scientist with it, dude. That was crazy seeing that picture of you too, man. You're a good-looking guy like me too. You got a little bit, your face has seen some. You've seen some days. You know what I'm saying? That's a man right there, bro. You got a long beard. You're rocking a scar. Motherfucker's been in some fights. Probably had some people had probably got some tooth marks in him somewhere. I'm sure. Nobody's tougher, harder, stronger than unemployed, and yet at the same time also entrepreneurially quite successful, and also apparently with the ladies, and super jacked, about the size of King Kong, choking everyone out even virtually. And then the homeboys out here building some AI shit too. He's like the supreme being. Unemployed is like the alpha man, the alpha male, the iconic representation of what it means to just crush it. He's a Chad. He's a
A
giga Chad.
beast.
A Chad. A mega Chad.
A giga Chad.
Giga cube.
Thanks, thanks, man. Thanks. I really appreciate. I do have teeth mark on me. I do have blade mark on me. I have grenade pieces in me. I have AK-47 holes, including 9 mils. But again, I'm a gentle giant. I really respect life. I look at life differently. I don't take it for granted. And my biggest fear in the world, in this life, is if I would die and not make a change for the better in this world. And I'd really love to know the fact when I'm gone, I would have leave some sort of a legacy that it would help at least one individuals in the world. But beside all this, yes, I have been a builder for a long time. I actually, after getting into ENS really hardcore, I have kind of pulled back from my own project. I was before ENS, I was working on a project. I'm actually proud to say I was working on the world's first hyper realistic game, NFT game, play to earn, that is in collaboration with a world known 3D artist and a world known, what we call it, Disney groomers, that we have created a hyper realistic animal that is like literally hard to differentiate if it is not a real animal. But it is not. It is an AI. All credit goes to the groomers, the riggers, the animators, that they have done a lot of great job into it. But unfortunately, based on the markets and me being really busy with ENS and basically working 15, 16 hours a day on my real jobs, I have put that aside for now. And, it doesn't work for me to, split myself in all these places. But I absolutely love blockchain and especially ENS, and I wanted to make something out of it, honestly. And
Yeah,
I will be implementing ENS into my future projects. Sorry for interjection.
no, I really appreciate you, and everyone who, if you don't know Unemployed, make sure you follow him, and you'll see him around. We bumped into each other often in the bar on Friday nights, ENS Friday Night Happy Hour bar. If you guys aren't going to that, that's something you should put on your recurring calendar at 6 p.m. on Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific, and it's hosted by Official ETH Nerd. At Official ETH Nerd is his handle,
and that's just the easiest way to find it. Or you could just follow at that time, just look at any of the regulars who are in there, like me. Usually, sometimes I'm late, so I'm not the most reliable person, but follow Official ETH Nerd, or who else is 3402 is always co-hosting. And yeah, well, there's always a few of us. As you show up there, you'll be able to usually just follow Official ETH Nerd. He always hosts it. What up, Scott? Tell me some more.
Yeah.
And you got your proof of chill tag to your fishing photos in the future, man. This is sick. We have more proof of chill participation today than we've almost ever had in the past. This is rad. Thank you guys. What's going on,
What do you
man?
mean? What do you mean by fishing pictures?
Oh, I mean this picture of Berryessa, man. It's just like the perfect proof of chill. You got to make sure to add more proof of
Oh
chill hashtag.
yeah. I'll delete it and redo it.
Right. You guys qualify for a contest though. That's the whole point of proof of chill. You guys are going to enter. Somebody here is going to win a 3D NFT for this.
Hey, Unemployed, I heard you talking about like blockchain gaming. I think that is the future, and I'm getting into this project. I don't want to shill it, but I'm getting into this project, and they just announced that it's going to be the characters. It's going to be in a game, and it's going to be fighting characters, and the characters are full CCO, and I think that's freaking, pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm excited, and I want to learn more about it.
Yeah, it'd be cool to hear about that project you're talking about. And then I know Unemployed, he's like, when I saw what he was talking about, I don't know, man, it just blow your mind. It's like they made like a digital animal. I don't know, it's like Frankenstein. It's crazy.
So since you said it'd be interested in hearing it, I'll just put it out there. It's called Broadside, and what they're gonna do is, the media and everybody says that that NFTs are a pyramid scheme, right? And he's like, okay, well, you want a pyramid scheme? We're gonna give you one. So they're making it full CCO, and what they're doing is it hasn't released yet, but they're going to make it to where it's a book, and your characters are part of the book. And so, you get your character, you get chapters. I think there's like 11 or 12 chapters. If you get the full set of chapters, then they're going to send you your physical book. Well, with that book, you could resell it and have copies and resell your book. And he's like, well, yeah, if they want to call it a pyramid scheme, that's what we're going to give them. And so, and then they just released alpha. They're out of the UK, and they do pirate radio, 92.7. And so what they do is they take over the radio station, and they just throw a rave, and they throw raves over the radio on Spaces, and then they throw raves in the metaverse. So they send you a link to a metaverse, and you just go out and they throw raves. It's fucking awesome.
All right, bro, let me jump in here. You're not going to believe this shit, all right? I'm going to tie a few things together for everyone right now. Based on what you're saying, I'm going to share some links with you guys, and you guys are going to come along for the ride with me, because you guys are going to see the vision now. I've been to these fucking parties, bro. I was just at one, and I've been screen capturing them. Basically go to my YouTube channel. It's brand new. I have like 3 subscribers. It's Meta Historical with Novax. And I've just been like on my Twitter Spaces or they can just one click upload over there. So when I host like an event, the audio will, can just seamlessly go to YouTube if I want it to. And then also the metaverse, like I was at a birthday party for a guy, One Existence, part of this Meta Trekkers. It's like a multi-metaverse guild. So there's a few of us who are big into going into different metaverses, like On Cyber and Decentraland and whatever. And so this DJ Trax, dude, DJ Trax is straight up like the DJ of the metaverse. Homeboy's been like spinning in all these events. He's out there spinning. Everyone knows him. And it's a small community still, like much smaller than you would ever imagine, really. If you think like ENS community is small, the metaverse community is still at this budding stage where it's like very, very small. So it's really easy to get to know everyone, but also the parties are freaking sick underground, kind of like in Decentraland's crashing every second because it's super unstable. And so we all have these other places that are like, we go to Decentraland for these like social gathering meetups, where it's like, oh, let's hang out for one existence's birthday party and we can rock our new wearables. And you don't have to, none of the events are like, you better show up exactly on time and stay there for every second of it because they go kind of long and Decentraland crashes and then you have to navigate back to the location. But once you've been into Decentraland a few times and you added some people as your friends, it's easier to warp to them where they're at. You look at your friends list, you go, boom, jump in and go to where they're at. And then so anyway, so all this is connected to the auction stuff that I'm doing. Starting tomorrow night inside of our Cyber Crypto Skulls Skull Cave on OnCyber. It's oncyber.io/Skull Cave. SKULLCAVE. And inside of the Skull Cave space, we're going to be hosting an auction. It's going to be a live auction. We're going to have a few domains, that some of probably of mine, and I have a few submissions from other people. One from homie from the Negatin. He's got some negatives, some 2-digit negatives. We're going to start a reserve. Probably we decided 20% under the current floor price at the time of the auction. So I think that was a really smart play on his part. He suggested that and I like it. He said, how about we do that? He said, how about we say, what's the floor price on negative 2 digits right now? And whatever it is, boom, we'll give a 20% discount and start the auction there. So that's in the metaverse. You know what I mean? Like that's what you're saying. Like, so there's multiple things happening here. There's just social chill, go to the party. Doesn't matter if it crashes. It's all about the fun, have a good time. That's like what your Decentraland experience really is at this point. And then you have your like, let's make a fucking auction. Let's make a deal. I need to sell my damn ENS domains. Or I made a 3D wearable and nobody even knows it exists. Like, how can I tell people how cool it is? The Decentraland community is so small. How can we like onboard and grow the metaverse community? And then you have people like BioMeta, our other friend from MetaTrekkers, who's like the first multi-metaverse broadcaster who's streaming into multiple platforms. My goal is to bring all these people here after we've established a few weeks of having rebooted the Proof of Chill space here, and for us all to get to know each other, hang out together as friends here in this place, hosted by CyberCryptoSkulls, the Proof of Chill space. That's all about like bring your picture from Berryessa, bring your picture like Joshy posted, sweet one of him up at the mountain on the bench, my beach one, wherever you're at, whatever is you, in your state of leisure in life and just keeping balanced and doing things right and feeling good about it. Share that once a week, celebrate that together here, get to know each other for the humans that we are. And then, have these other side conversations. That's why we don't, put any hard rules on what we're like allowed to talk about and not. It's just like chill homies. We're talking about our stuff. You're at the bar after work. You're going to talk about work a little bit. So anyway, I invite you guys to see the Scott's Blessed. I invite you to see the way that this stuff is all connected, because imagine how it works. I'm going to send you guys some links now, and so I'm going to shut up and let you guys talk while I go get the links, because I rug when I go to the YouTube. But I want to know if you guys have any domains that you'd like to sell, and that you'd like me to auction for you, and I want to know if you have any suggestions about how we should be doing an auction, in terms of pricing and reserve. So, I mean, I'm just all ears right now, and I'm going to be grabbing some links for you guys. So if anyone wants to chime in.
Hey, Novex, I did send you a clip on your DM. Take a look at it when you get a chance. I'm going to just step down as a speaker. I got some stuff to take care of, but I'll be still listening to you guys. Thank you for having me up, eh?
Right on, my guy. I always appreciate, hanging with you, and thank you for being here. I hope you got to see that that drank, that happy hour drink, the 3D object. It's really cool with mazing. Actually, I was a little disappointed today at the beach. I was trying to do the augmented reality thing. I was trying to put a big castle on the beach, and I even had my song picked out. I want the Jimi Hendrix castles in the sand, but I couldn't get it all dialed in. It just like wasn't loading right. So I was a little bummed out, but yeah, no, that Friday night happy hour drink. If anybody here is interested in any of the augmented reality assets that are they're three-dimensional objects, you can put them in your on cyber. You can do cool augmented stuff with them. Most of the time, when the amazing server is working primo, I think it was just updating or hiccuping when I was trying to do it today. But yeah, it's a really cool thing, and they're pretty unique, honestly, and they're super cheap. So you can go to OpenSea and you can look for busted with a 3 for so BUST 3D, bust 3D, and we're doing some dope stuff. We got flags and fish tanks and pool tables, and they're all like, dirt cheap. Like they're all like point oh oh something, like 0.001 to 0.009. So they're all like, under $10 or something like that. Most of them are like $1. And we did that because we want their weird asset class, like they're new. People don't really know what it is or what to do with it. So I guess the thinking was just sort of like kind of more or less give it away a little bit so that people can see what it is and experience it. And I mean, literally giving it away. I mean, I'm doing a lot of giveaways with it, and that's what I'll be giving away today. But I just want to make you guys aware of it. That the 3D assets that we're selling are really affordable, and it's a nice way to kind of dress up your on cyberspace. But yeah, we've gone over the hour, well over the hour actually. And I just want to make sure you guys have these links. So I'm going to go grab a link really quick. Joshy, will you tell me a little bit about your shot here on this bench? Is this from just recently? Kind of seems like you're chilling out at the top of a mountain, like you climbed at the top of a mountain. I'm like, dude, you better not be doing that with your shoulder wrecked. Also, was it your shoulder? Was it your shoulder with the tattoo on it or not? I'm curious to know that as well.
Hey, Novex, I'll be right back, dude. I just have to change my son's diaper real quick.
Right on. Yeah, and Scott, so you caught you caught a bunch of whole nothing today in the empty lake. It's just about how it's done.
Yeah, caught a bunch of nothing yesterday.
Well, that's what fishing's all about, There's a few things like that. Fishing, golf. I just learned over the years it's okay that I suck at this, It's all right. It's not about being good at it. It's about having a good time doing it.
So I heard you guys, or I heard you, Novex, talking about the 3D assets. I actually used to do some 3D modeling. How would what's the platform or whatever to be able to do what you're doing?
Oh man. If you can really, I mean, yeah, you have such a great mind. I can imagine your 3D modeling and stuff. You literally work in the 3D medium, like, yeah. So Blender obviously would be your home base. Are you familiar with Blender?
Yeah. What I mean is, so say I make a model. How do you? What's the thing to be able to make it the VR thing and also sell it?
Yeah, cool. All right, so dude, we have a big future in this. I need 3D modelers to come alongside and help me out with the modeling part of it, and to earn a huge, reward in doing so is good. That's the future of where this is all going. Everything's going to be 3D. There'd be a lot of these PFPs and stuff will be on your wall and your on cyberspaces on in your metaverse land and whatever. But it's like, dude, no, you're a 3D creator. You can make amazing things in 3D, and they have so much value, so much value, so much value that people don't really understand how much value yet. So the one that I'm using right now is on cyber, and on cyber is very stable, relative to Decentraland, and very, very low barrier of entry for both price to own land, and the land doesn't have the same scarcity format, whereas in Decentraland you have like a map that is common to everyone, and a scarcity of land upon that map. Most of it is being apparently squatted on, not built. It's like probably like 10 or 5% of the parcels even have anything on it. So it's kind of a ghost town for that reason. And so you'd hope that those owners of that land would start doing something or selling it or whatever. But the floor price, lo and behold, is what it is. And if you look at their OpenSea on Decentraland, there's some criticisms that can be made about their statistics as well as about the distribution of the land ownership. From what I can see, it seems fairly well centralized or consolidated rather. So Decentraland itself is like meeting some criticism recently. There's been stuff about their numbers, like do they really have the number of users, etc. So for that reason, immersive metaverses for group experiences like that, which have a scarcity of land model, they're kind of not ideal, for like onboarding the masses and stuff because it's expensive to have ownership there and they don't work the greatest. They're still in a state of development, like culturally and economically and everything. So on Cyber is super dope and friendly and easy to just like, you don't have like complexity of avatar. Your avatar is like a little chip with your PFP on it. It's really simple where, so you don't have any like, there's no like wearables on Cyber. There's no customizing your avatar really at all. So they kept that part really low intensive, like low resource intensivity. And then, and forgive me because I'm just having a little cold starting up here. But so in addition to that, OnCyber also has like the ability. So with the scarcity of land, it's like go to OnCyber and Friends OpenSea. Go to OpenSea and look at OnCyber and Friends, and you'll see like a creator like you could go and create an environment, and then a creator like you who created an environment can decide how many of those environments, how many instances of that environment would you like to sell and at what price? And then if you upload it through their upload review thing, which you can find through going to their FAQ on Cyber page. And we tested a sample one, so it's definitely doable. And then you can sell, that space for other people to curate on it. Now what's up?
Yeah, I used to build Counter-Strike maps, so it was through their specific modding tools, but Blender seems pretty reasonable, and I'm not saying I'm going to get anywhere near there, but even if I were to just make, like, I was thinking about making like little things to do with like my orbital glass, just something. I saw someone made the drinking thing for the Friday night happy hour thing. I think something like that appeals to me, where I can just have one little small object I make, like TerpTax or something, my already existing product. If I can make that 3D, and then they can, play with it in AR and also take pictures, and people will post that kind of content versus, the AR helps with social, I think.
Yes. Okay. So, and now that it's so easy to screen record on iPhone, they have like the native screen recording app and stuff. It's so easy that when you're doing the AR experience, you can screen record the AR experience, so you capture like the environment as well as the superimposed AR. And in your case with the assets, so the way that we've done it, which is quite clever, and it's just the most intuitive and easy way, but we house all of the augmented reality experiences on our amazing server, and then we put the link to each of them in the unlockable content and the token, so that when you mint the asset on Polygon, so we can scale it as well and mint a whole lot of it because we got 20,000 assets, so we're just going to roll them out slowly, but and just pick the quality ones and edit them with our logo on them and animate them if they're static and make them customizable. You know what I mean? We don't just want to just like dump 20,000 assets like, here you go. The market won't support that anyway. The market won't enjoy that. But so we can augment everything. And what with those
So
things?
I was actually thinking, I have a bunch of meme domains, right? So say I took one of the meme domains, and literally it would be a VR meme. So I would be selling the meme itself as a VR asset that people can use. So like, shut up, take my money, or come at me, bro, or something like that. Where there are many memes for it, and people can kind of connect it to the ENS, and just nothing really complicated. Just almost, it's a joke.
Yeah, I mean, connecting it to the ENS is a different story. Then I got to think about that. Probably on the content record is where you would do it. So you would go to shut up and take my money.eth.limo, and then it would redirect you to the augmented reality experience link. So that would be the best
Yeah.
way to do it for real.
Hell yeah, dude.
We got something there, bro. Good ideation session, my man. And I want you to know that Marco from Amazing, these guys are in Austria. They're connected up to OX Wolfgang, who built, when you go into our meta or our skull cave on cyberspace, you'll see like it's really fine work. I mean, you know how it is in Counter-Strike map building and stuff, where it's like everything's pretty much, I mean, not really, but there's like mostly everything is kind of like on a grid, like it- um, like a square in nature. Whereas what Homeboy is doing in the map is very like natural shapes. I don't know how OX Wolfgang builds all this geometry of his shapes and stuff, but it's just basically like really organic looking, kind of like earth and plants and everything everywhere. It's really really interesting. But I think that both kind of styles and all styles of world building are really important. The biggest consideration is like the poly count and the efficiency of the texture mapping and the procedural maps or whatever, however you do your texturing and stuff. And then also just for resources, like you got to think your maximum file size on these is probably like 175 megabytes. I think they cap you at, because that's like about all that the user's system could reasonably load and cache and stuff. And so you want to stay lower than that, because then once you start adding the group experiences on mobile especially, they will just crash. So you basically want to build environments that are like maybe 100 megs, make them smaller than, and then because on cyber allows you to link them together. If you buy Joshy's space environment, number one, you can like make a infinite number of galleries, instances of that, and link them together. So that's the way you need to think of it, is like you sell a space, um, make them on the small side and with lots of frames, so that they're set up for curation and they're set up to be like low chug, optimized for like good performance with a large attendance. Because if the whole point of these spaces, we want people in them. So that's what we want to have, like 30 people in your space jumping around bidding on some shit or buying the product that you describe, and that would be amazing to 3D model that and then bring it into the AR. I don't know, like the amazing guys, they approached me saying they want to sell augmented reality as a service, and I was like, okay, but there's not really even a market for 3D objects yet, so you're kind of too far ahead of the game. I was like, you need to, if you do that, you need to embed the AR into a 3D object, and we need to find a way to make that appealing to people. And even at a low price, we're having, I think, a difficult time getting people to commit and buy them, because people aren't really aware of what they would do with it. They're like, where do I put it? How do I use it? And so that's why I want to bring people in. That's why CyberCryptoSkulls and On Cyber and our metaverse stuff that we're interested in is about kind of bringing people into appreciation for some of this 3D and AR stuff, and that's all about going into the metaverse. So in the future, when we do spaces like this, hopefully we'll be jumping around the skull cave simultaneously too on cyber. Any other? Yeah, so we can do all kinds of stuff,
You
bro.
link that up.
Yeah, I'm gonna link you right now. I'm gonna link it on the comments here as well. I think so. There's a YouTube video I posted of an auction, Joshy, right here. I'm gonna retweet it right now, and then I'm gonna pin it to the space, and it's called Novax.eth on Cyber ENS auction with Satoshi.testaccount.eth, and that was just from Friday. Man, take a look at that auction, and just to give you an idea, like we sold, like I wasn't to do with, I didn't organize that auction. I just showed up there and screen captured it. It's just my, I have it on Cyber, and I have some nice galleries that I've curated in a similar way. And so I was curious about what was going on there and wanted to participate. So it was really fun. And but it was just cool to bring the value to these assets, right? By bringing the attention there. It was like, oh, is we auction off 4 or 5 or something, different digits, and so it was just cool to see them, people's attention all diverted to them at the same time, and the kind of value that they command in that environment, as opposed to just sitting there on as a listing. So I think we have a big opportunity to advertise and auction 3-dimensional assets in that way, Joshy, so that you could like model something that would be cool. I'd be like, yo, look at my cyber crypto skull. I want a 3D model of it. And you might be like, okay, I might be able to do that. I might be able to figure out some generative way to like, create a generative 3D version of a 10K collection, or I might just do really bespoke individual 3D models, or take existing 3D models that are in the open source and kind of modify them and animate them, or mash them up or something, or just be a guy who really does a lot of environment building. There's so much need for that and so much money in that, dude. I want more cool environments. I would pay so many times I would pay, zero point 0.01, 0.02, like over and over. And that's the thing, people will. They are right now. So go to On Cyber and Friends and look at, there's only 20 different environments or something even possible. So as it is, it's not like there's a oversaturation of people producing environments. No, to the contrary, it's boring. There's not enough. So the need is for 3D creators. The need is for 3D asset creators, 3D asset curators, and for people to come in and fill the spaces and actually do the things that we want to do in them, like host DJ party events and auctions, whatever else we want. So that's a good place to cut it. But yeah, I definitely think that we got a future, Joshy, doing some 3D. It'd be cool to get you back up and running. I don't know how much you're going to be able to deal with your shoulders, a little bit compromised. You want to just be careful with it. That's the main thing. You're obviously going to get back to doing your things, but just be careful with it. And so you might not want to just go hammering on the heaviest things and stuff. So maybe some 3D modeling would be a good way for you to sculpt without having to have a chisel in your hand.
Yeah, that's same, man. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, if you build it, there will come.
Yeah, I really like the idea of like, so what I want to do with my glass is I want to make like sort of a TV show, and I was going to produce it. Basically, someone wants a piece from me, I make it. That's like, you see a little bit of me making the glass, and then the third part section, last 10 minutes of the show is like them using it and appreciating it or whatever. So if I could actually host the show in and on Cyber to kind of like premiere it, then people could kind of be on there and talk about it and kind of be in one area to watch it. And that would be hard to do, in a physical place. And it's really hard to do. What do you do? Like, I'll watch it on YouTube together. That doesn't really make sense. Like in a Twitter space or something. I think it does make a lot of sense to be, to watch something and to like talk about it and everything in a space like On Cyber. So I definitely see a big future there.
Yeah, it'll be neat if the avatars can progress, and the devices can support it more and more. Right now, it's actually the best thing on mobile that we've got, as far as I've been able to discover. It's like the best supported. But even then, there's problems with it, and so it's good to have for On Cyber. It's good to have a desktop or a laptop set up on your On Cyber. And right now, for the time being, it's nice to straddle a reliable audio source and a unreliable metaverse source. And that's kind of how it is. Like you choose Discord, depending on your setup. Discord or Twitter Spaces is where we're that's like we're rooted into that audio. And then, if Decentraland crashes on any individual, you're still on the chat, you're still talking with them. It's no big deal. You get lost, something cool happens, you didn't miss it. And then, eventually, we kind of transition more and more. Like with On Cyber the other night, it was actually really interesting. We started on the Twitter Space, and that's how it is with the auctions. We make a space event. We say, hey, come to the space. We start kicking off in the Twitter Space, and then we post the link to the On Cyber, in the space, and say, join us over there. Join us in the On Cyber as well. Once everyone's in the On Cyber, like, we can still just talk on the space, but yeah, I mean, the audio works pretty good on Cyber too. So just the other night, it was just increasingly like we had to, but basically all of the audio was happening within On Cyber, and very little of it was happening on Twitter. And so every now and then, Satoshi would go back over to Twitter and kind of say like, hey guys, this is what's happening over on the On Cyber. If you're not in there with us, and just keep keep them. But for a large portion of that Twitter space, I think it was just kind of dead air, just like silence, just people um, who had started out there and then ended up jumping into the on cyber, and they were having a conversation over there. So that's kind of just to be aware of that, right? That it's kind of a hybrid solution. That's what it is. It's not something different. That's the best way. That's the optimal way. And that's what we're going to be doing. What I will and have been begun, to do regularly. So start it off with us tomorrow. Jump into the auction. It's going to be, the first of many, and I'm just going to accept that, I need to sell my stuff. Other people need to sell their stuff. We have a cool metaverse way of doing it. We want to actually sell some 3D stuff too. I'm going to auction off my golden Tupac Uzi, like Tupac encrusted 3D Uzi that has the AR experience connected to it. It's pretty dope. And yeah, I think,
Sorry. No,
yeah,
but
jump
I was
in.
gonna say, that Dylan, right? Satoshi Tetsukan, right? He's working on implementing mm, playable playable games inside the NFTs, bro. That is dope, dude. Have you seen that?
Mind blowing. I know what, like, I saw even Sean Murray had posted like some something he was working on like that too. So I think, yeah, as soon as we get that cracked, fully interactive, like programmatic based NFTs, that really opens up a lot. Like, that's just a proof of concept about a way of using a token, storing a program in a token, a programmatic token. That's the way that software, that as soon as you see that, you realize then that that's the way that software will be licensed in the future.
Right. The potential of that, dude, it's just mind-boggling. I'm like, damn, dude. It's like telling me I could just play a game, inside my NFT, dude. That's dope, dude.
Well, we were talking about this for music, about token standards. So what I was saying, I own the domain, license it. And I think that's a cool one. And I think it'd be cool for somebody to take this idea that Dylan had, this tech that Dylan is applying, and rap music with it, rap anything with it programmatically, some kind of a script that tracks where the track is being played or communicates it to the big labels, not to flag it as having been in violation. Because as soon as, apparently, even if it's your music that you just created right now, like if you upload it to Spotify and stuff, if you upload it to SoundCloud or whatever, apparently in some context, if it's played elsewhere, it could flag their, very, bot driven, programmatic, detection stuff for copyright and everything. So I don't know
Uh huh.
exactly what extent that is, but I do know that what we want to have, like right now for this space, for example, I was driving home from the beach. I was going to play the radio. I was like, oh, I'll just play some music to like open up the space so I'm not late. And then I was like, no, actually, because I don't want any copyrighted music, because as soon as it gets syndicated over to YouTube, it's getting flagged and all that. So I realize I have a need in Web3 in general. Like, we have a need now for music that's like our own, but that is tokenized in a way that even these old Web2 systems won't like damage our ability to syndicate it the way that we want to, and we can protect the artists the way we want to. So I was just thinking about that from the perspective of, I was talking to these guys who are into like music label and music syndication and stuff like that, thinking about in this context of the tokens. And there we were kind of agreeing, we're like, what we need is a new token standard that actually does something unique, that like a programmatic token, like what Satoshi made and what Dylan made. Basically what it would be is like, you mint your song, but you don't just mint it as an MP3, but you mint it like within the chassis of a program that tracks where it's played and communicates to the syndicators of that content, like when and under what conditions, what the if then statements are that the artist can define, and maybe even they're editable to some extent, within reason, where the artist could say like what percentage of royalties, right? And the artist could collect on that. Like if that program is engaged with, that song is played, and who engaged with it, and that counts as a play, and that then it's just crazy. It's just really exciting, actually. So that game is a lot. It's a lot more than putting a game in a token. It's like showing the world that a programmatic token standard is possible, and it could be it will, like almost every form of software will benefit potentially from that.
Dude, that's gonna change the game, dude. Like it, being able to install games or programs and stuff into NFT, dude. That is just insane, dude.
Bro, imagine if you had your Super Mario Bros. 3 from your Nintendo NES, but all these
Hell
years
yeah.
you still had it. Like I got mine actually, I really do. And that one's the most generic, so it's really common, so it's not as valuable as some of the more obscure games, and I don't even trade that market. But imagine if you had it now, but like in this way as a token, bro, and then like it gained all this value by itself and the market's there for it. You don't gotta try and mail it to anyone or sell it on some eBay. It's like
Right.
just there. What up, Joshy?
So, a little story of actually how I got into ENS and why I bought all the names I did. Hold on one second.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to hear Joshy's story about how he got into ENS, man. The guy is a legendary. I can't believe he got those Spanish grails, man. He got some dope Spanish grails.
I know, right, dude?
Yo,
Like, man, there's
gotta
still
be
a lot
thankful.
out there, bro. So keep searching.
Yeah, you find him every day, I bet, right now. Yeah, Josh, are you back?
Okay. So, GameStop was, I was into GME and buying the stock, and with all the like craziness of basically the stock price was going crazy, and there was manipulation, everything like that. There was a whole bunch of stuff with Wall Street bets and everything like that. And that's kind of how I kind of landed on GameStop, is buying and selling. So I got screwed over by GameStop the day they kind of didn't allow people to buy and sell. And even afterwards, I realized kind of the stock market is a complete scam, and it's the rules are made up years ago and only benefit those who are already there. Anyway, I saw GameStop post, because I was watching them all the time, a website, GameStop NFTs, and their or nft.gamestop.com, I think it was. If you go there, it might actually still be there. They put up a custom Ethereum wallet number. They actually mined it. It had like 420 and 69 in it. Anyway, when you went to that, you actually saw they purchased the domain GameStopNFT.eth. And I knew about .eths because someone tried to scam me with the name Pat.eth 2 years ago. And I didn't buy it at that time, but I kind of knew, oh, what, his name shows up on Etherscan instead of numbers. That's kind of neat. I wonder what that is. Da, 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 da. As soon as I saw GameStop by their name, I was like, okay, I got to buy derivatives of GameStop. So I bought GameStop NFTs.eth. They have a coin they created, GME coin, I saw on their account. So I bought GME coin.eth. I went and bought Steam NFT.eth. I bought Valve.nft or Valve NFT.eth. All the gaming companies, Epic NFT.eth, because I thought they see GameStop be successful and they would kind of copy. Well, my idea was, I didn't think GameStop is going to be selling NFTs. I thought they were going to be making digital, like the video games you buy digitally. I thought those would be made into NFTs, so you could buy and sell them once you're done with them, or they could release 1,000 of Super Mario Brothers, and you can play it on your on your Switch, and the NFT is the actual game. So they basically create a marketplace to sell and buy used games, which they already fucking do in physical, in real life, So why wouldn't they do that? Nope, they fucking didn't. They failed, and they ended up selling like $2,000 worth a day of shitty pictures. So I went ahead and after that was all done, I realized they're not really taking it seriously or doing the right stuff. It got me thinking, if I were to create a gaming slash NFT slash company, what would be a good way to kind of do something? And my idea is, since these game codes are already like codes, you can make an NFT that has the actual game code in the NFT, so that when they buy it, they can go to Steam and use it as an actual game. And each NFT would have a unique code that would give you access to that game. So you don't even have to ask permission from anybody to start this. So I went ahead and bought Airdrop Gamer, Airdrop Gaming. with the idea is someone maybe buys a pass and they get airdropped these codes where they can go to play these games now.
Wow. That's really cool, man. Dang. Wow. Yeah, there's some really interesting logistical things with that. I have some cool game domains, man. I recently got into the I heart prefix, like the letter I and then the red emoji heart. I have I heart shopping. I have I heart insurance. I have I heart real estate. I have I heart Honolulu. Um, and I got I heart gaming and a few others that are
Oh
pretty.
yeah.
I think that's a nice Grail category, and there's a few others like subcategories within the iHeart that are going to be really important and like necessary to try and grab a few still. But even within that, it's hard to make up your mind because there's so much good other stuff, good alpha out there right now. I've been finding some 420 prefixes and 69 prefixes, which constitute 5-character registrations, which are quite um, beautiful and scarce and amazing and inevitable. And so and also NFT prefixes and things like that. So I've started to see a genre and a trend that will materialize, and for the first time, and it's like I also have I heart emoji beer emoji and I heart emoji pizza emoji and I heart emoji coffee emoji and like pretty much a whole like run of those. But those are freaking grails. But they're six
Are
hundred
you paying
dollar
a
registration.
year? Holy shit, bro! You're gonna
Yeah,
keep that for 600 a year?
I don't know if I'm going to be able to. That's part of why I'm doing the auctions. I'm like, all right, look what's up. Like I've got a ton of shit that I'm good. I've got it registered out for years. That's great. But my most valuable domains, what I think are my most valuable domains like that, um, I don't know that I'm gonna be able to hang on to them. Was able to grab them for pretty cheap. I mean, the reality was I registered them for like 1 month for 0.03 or something each. So I mean, 10 of those is 0.3, which is not cheap, but to have like secured that and have it, I've got it's in grace period now. They all are. But I'm just making the decisions of like, what do I want to do? Which ones do I want to keep and how? So for me, I just got to make a little liquidity, sell a little bit of this and that so that I can decide what I'm going to carry and also try to work out some deals with homies in the meantime. So it'll be cool to see what happens with it. But yeah, no, I have a few months. I've got about 2 months to come up with a whole shitload of Ethereum to save some of these grails. But in the meantime, I keep registering other stuff that I think is better instead of putting that in for a year if I can. Even sometimes 5 characters for less than a year, so I'm stretching myself. I'm
Hey,
addicted.
Novak. Oh, sorry, dude. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, tell me, I'm going off. What's up?
Hey, I was gonna. So the other day, since a lot of people were minting, I mean, sorry, yeah, registering domains with Giga, right? Um, a lot of derivatives of Giga Chat and stuff. So I was just thinking, all right. So I was thinking of domains, and a lot of those domains were taken on. Damn these DJs, right? So then I came across Giga Beer, and I'm like, man, Giga Beer is taken too. Like, damn it. So I said, well, you know what? All right, let me just check it out. Let me see what Giga Beer is all about. So I did a quick Google search. Turns out that I think Elon Musk is creating a beer, hence called Giga Beer, and I think he already got it trademarked and patented and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's crazy, Giga Beer. Sometime last year, right? And I guess they're having, or they're gonna start having some events every year. I think in Texas, because now they have a Gigafactory. I think they call it a Gigafactory, right? And they're gonna call it obviously GigaFest. And I said, well, and I thought about GigaFest before I even knew that, right? So I registered, of course, GigaFest, and then I haven't really done my thorough research, but I don't think that there's a patent or a trademark on GigaFest because I looked at the what's that website called, the PTO or SPTO or whatever website,
Yeah,
and I
okay.
just I typed in GigaFest and it just didn't show any results. So I said, it's not registered. So, but anyway, I registered the domain just yesterday, and I mean, what do you guys think?
That's rad. I like that one. I think it's going to be fun to see which of these ones surface, with domain plug and more discoverability. Like, we're going to be seen now. So I've got all these meta domains, man. Tickets meta, ticket meta, events meta, auction meta, meta zombie emoji, meta shark emoji. Like, nobody's seen those in a club, but the first person who searches meta on on domain plug, it's a good chance I'll see one of my domains somewhere on there. So that discoverability is going to count for a lot. Pair that with the real time like psychology of a bunch of people looking at domain at the same time with the reserve price that's somewhere around the floor price. We'll probably see the values start to be discovered for some of these things, and I wouldn't be surprised if the right audience, that's the real thing, is bringing the right people to the buyers, bringing the right buyers, bringing the right sellers, bringing them together in the right time and place. And if we can make that happen, then I think the combination of those things will be really good for anyone of us who's holding like a really big bag, especially of things like that, where it's like giga something, meta something, because otherwise they're a little bit hard to find. So we just got to spotlight them in the right way. Like that would be a great auction one, like giga anything would be great
Right,
auction.
right.
What was the baby tails?
Yeah, man. I personally
What
do
was
need
the baby
to.
tails?
I don't know, Papa. I put it somewhere. Man, my son's over here asking me where's Tails? Because I bought him. We end up.
Sonic the Hedgehog, he was looking for baby tails. I get it
Yeah,
now.
yeah, right. Yeah,
That's
cause
hilarious.
it's a tiny little Tails, right? Because we went to Party City right after Halloween City or whatever it's called, man. And we're just in there, looking around, and they, oh, Dad, look, Sonic. I'm like, where? And it's like small little figurines. And I was like, man, I'm gonna buy one for me, and I'm gonna get Tails too. And I got him a Sonic. There was only one Tails, so I'm like, son, this is for me. Don't even mess with me, cause this is my shit. And so and he's asking for Tails, but I'm not gonna tell him where Tails. Dude, the minute I give him Tails, he's gonna like say it's mine. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna take it home. Blah blah blah. I'm like, nah, son, not today.
That's awesome, man. You picked up the Hedgehog domain today. I don't know if you're gonna be able to let that one go. It's pretty good, the Hedgehog.
Dude, I
Uh,
I, I can't believe
oh,
that
bro, I
I
got
I
a good
got it.
idea.
What's
I
up?
just had another good one just popped in my mind for you. Hold on, let me check if it's available really quick. The derivatives are really quite special.
Right.
There's so many of them available right now.
You know, in terms of like animals, especially a hedgehog, it sounds better with the hedgehog instead of just hedgehog, and not to mention that I already did. I already created a subdomain, and obviously Sonic the Hedgehog. That's pretty sick, huh?
Oh, that is sick. Look what I got.
Yes, sir.
I found it. Oh, I got you. It's a 4 character though, so not the
What
cheapest,
you got?
but I just sent it to you right now. I don't want to blow it, even though I know
Right.
nobody on here is gonna snipe it from you, but it's just an emoji play. The
Ah,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. I don't know if you want to act on it. It's fun though.
Yeah. All right.
It's
That's something to consider.
It might
Damn it.
show
All
up
right.
a
Good.
little cleaner on Twitter Spaces. The hedge is how it reads. The HEDG dot dot dot. So that one would show
Right.
up like the emoji.
Right. Right. All right. Good looking out, Novax. Something to look into for sure, dude. But yeah, going back on this domain, man, I'm happy I have it. Like I said early on in the space when it started, that I'm a huge Sega fan. I grew up playing Sonic the Hedgehog, in the '90s, right? And I loved it, dude. It just brings me back memories when I think Sonic, and then about Sega or just the game in general. It brings me happiness, man. It reminds me of my youth when I was a kid, dude. Those happy moments. Because as an adult, you're older, you got responsibilities, you got this and that, left and right, stress, bada bing, bada, it's like so much stuff going on, and sometimes you have to enter Wonderland, bro, and just enjoy, because life is too short, bro, but yeah, when I think about the stuff that I like, it brings me that happiness, bro. You know what I mean? Like the hedgehog, I'm like, this is my girl. You know what I mean?
I do. That's a grail. Yeah, I remember pulling out the pliers. My friend had a pair of needle nose pliers on top of his big old school TV with the knob broken off of it. And it was the kind where you had to pull the knob out, to turn it on. And so we would take pliers and grab the little thing because the knob had broken off. So we'd turn on the TV with the pliers. And then, we play Sonic the Hedgehog about all day long and Earthworm Jim. But I didn't have Sega at home. I was like only Nintendo. We had NES, SNES, 64. But when it came to the Sega, we just didn't have one of those. And so I associate strongly the Sega with my one buddy Skylar's house and his busted old TV. And just like those mornings having a good old time, like being at your friend's house, eating all the sugar cereal that you're not allowed to eat, or you know what I mean, just like getting just all
Right.
those first experience, like sleeping at your buddy's house and like I don't know, just like eating dinner and breakfast at a friend's house. There's always just like a mystery and excitement of that I've appealed to me growing up. I always thought it was kind of fun to
Some of
like,
the best times, bro, for real.
yeah, just camp out. It was like a camp out. Just be at homie's house for a
Yeah.
minute, just gaming the
Uh huh.
whole time, like just like binge out, eating junk food and playing games.
Yeah, man. It brings me back memories, bro. I grew up with playing Sega, Nintendo, Super Nintendo. I used to play with my pops, right? And then PlayStation came along, and then the 64 came along, right? Like just good times. I believe that I grew up in the right time, man. Because I was born in the 80s, late 80s, and dude,
After
I'm just
us, dude,
happy.
it started to fall off, bro. I mean, no offense to anyone here who's younger, but I feel like we were some of the last of the semi like old school vibe people. And then like after us,
Right.
like man, it's crazy. Flexer, how you doing, bro? You getting ready for some Shark Tank Vegas, my guy? What's up?
Bro,
You
I
traveling?
just landed. I just landed in Vegas. I'm in the smoking lounge at the airport right now before I go get my luggage.
You
But
smoking there? What are you doing?
yeah, but what I wanted to do, man, is I wanted to jump in this space and tell you what I learned on the plane. This is a little bit of alpha that I learned on the plane, and I don't know what it is. So maybe you guys can do the research and find out what it is, and then get back to me and let me know. I was with a
Okay.
gentleman. I was with a gentleman on the plane, and I asked him. I said, do you live in Vegas or whatever? He's like, no, we're from Orlando. They live in Orlando, and I'm like, okay. So what are you going up there for? He goes, oh, we're working on an NFT project. And I said, oh, okay. I go, what is it? And he goes, well, it's kind of classified, this, that, and the other. He goes, so I'd rather not talk about it until we have some more stuff going on. I said, oh, I completely understand. I said, I'm actually going there to do the ENS Shark Tank, this, that, and the other. And, we got to talking. Well, because it's a 4.5 hour flight, right? We got to talking a little bit more, and the dude started divulging a little bit more information. Apparently, he's working with Gary Vee on a pickleball project. What the fuck is pickleball? And what, like, first of all, what the fuck is pickleball? And what is Gary Vee doing with a pickleball project? Has anybody heard of this Gary Vee pickleball project?
I've not heard of it, but okay. The drama in my neighborhood is the local park. They decided to put a pickleball court on top of the tennis court, and all the local tennis players are angry. And pickleball is all the rage. It's taking over everything.
For
So
real?
that's hilarious. So I believe it.
Dude, for real?
Does he sound? He sound legit though. He didn't sound
No,
like
no,
he's
no.
some crazy ass
No, 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 no,
conversation.
brother. This is an Indian gentleman, professional, suited and booted Indian gentleman, like executive.
And he's saying we're building a pickleball game for Gary Vee. Like he just revealing this. That's crazy.
Well, he didn't at first. At first, he said, he wanted some anonymity with what he was doing in Vegas. But 4.5 hours on a plane sitting next to me, motherfucker, you're gonna talk. Okay.
You cracked him, dude. What hour did he crack, bro? When did Gary V leave his lips?
Straight up, you're gonna crack. He sit next to me for 4.5 hours, and he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I just don't want to talk too much about it." He was like, "But I will tell you," because I kept talking about ENS and the Shark Tank and showing him all my apes, my ENS apes, and my Maxi apes and all this shit. And finally, he cracked, bro. Finally, he cracked. He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, we're doing something with pickleball," and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And he tried to explain a little bit what pickleball was, because really, I still don't. I've never played it. I've never actually seen it been played. But he was explaining it, and I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "And we have a very, very big person in the space that actually contacted us to help him with this project." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, it wasn't Gary V, was it?" And he looks at me, bro, like he gave me this fucking like death look. And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, he was like, "Look, I'd rather just not talk about it, but yeah, Gary V's helping us. He contacted us to work on this project, so on and so forth. So it's something that he's doing with pickleball. So I think that's just straight alpha, bro. That's straight alpha."
Alpha off the plane, alpha. That's as hot as it gets. Coming off the plane, Flexter straight up what is it called? Interrogating Gary V's new pickleball business partner.
Dude, never heard of pickleball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like ping pong or something, but like on a little larger scale.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I know now I'm going to be keeping, because I'm not a part of any other project other than Maxi's. But I think if there's a project that's not out yet and we know about it like this, I think that's alpha. Like, I think that's just straight alpha, and especially if Gary V's involved.
Pickleball.e.
Is it available? It can't be available. There's no way.
Pickle emoji ball.
Who knows?
Pickle emoji ball. Let's go.
There you
Hey, is there an emoji pickle?
There is. Get that pickle emoji ball.
Dude, I'm
right
in the
now.
airport. Novax, do you have any ETH?
Yeah, but it's fireballs. He's gonna yell at me. You gotta pay me back immediately.
It's fireballsy?
Yeah, he gave me a little bit for gas because I'm doing some auction stuff for him. And
Okay, yeah, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Fireball's going to be here in the morning. I just got off the phone with him. He'll be in the morning. I'll go ahead and sort it with Fireball. Grab pickleball, like pickle emoji, ball.eth. See if that's available.
Okay, I'm gonna check right now. I'm pretty sure it will be. That's
5
shit.
characters. That's 5 characters. I don't know what gas is right now. I'm in the airport. But I mean, at $5 a year, if there's a project going up like that, Gary V's involved with it, dude. We want every domain we can get for pickleball. Any derivative, I think. Like, you know my style. You know my style, guys. I'll buy 40 of them. I'll buy 40 of them. Every derivative to cover the market.
You may as well buy pickleball friends then, huh?
Ooh, you think he's going to do that? See, I got to get to my hotel. All right, I'm going to get off this space. Let me get out of this airport to my hotel, and I'll jump back in. Thank you, guys.
There might not be a pickle emoji. Damn it. Hang on. I might have to try pickle and then the ball emoji.
There is a pickle emoji, but I think it's too short. It says that the names must be at least 3 characters long. Kind of, damn it.
All right, Flexer, we're gonna work on it, man. We're gonna see what we can do.
All right, yeah, just see if there's a derivative or something that's cool. If you guys remember, Gary V did that video like a year or so ago when he freaked out that you could use emojis as .eth. So I'm thinking he might try to do something like that. You know me, guys. I live in 2032. I try to take every angle I can. But thank you guys so much for listening to me. Straight coming off the plane. And when I get to the hotel, hopefully one of you guys will have a space open. We can all chit chat.
Right on, man. Hey, we love you, Flexer. Thanks for chiming in with us and tapping in with us, man.
No, I love you too, man. You're so positive, Novax. You bring a lot to the space, bro. Your positivity is something that really, really intrigued me, and that's why I'm so bullish on you, bro. So let's keep doing it. And hey, Joshy, I still have Sticky Bud, Can of Butter, and I also have Boulder Plug now. I bought Boulder Plug.
Oh, hell yeah.
So Boulder Plug, I'll send you for free because you are the Boulder Plug. I'll send you that one for free. But the other ones, man, I want my dab rig. Where's my dab rig, Joshy?
Well, I got hurt, so I got shoulder surgery and I'm recovering. I got 2 months, so give me 2 months and I got you, bro.
Word up. All right, brother. You know what? Let me apologize because I totally forgot that you did have that surgery. I saw it. They fucked you and kicked you out of the one hospital or whatever. I saw all that drama. So I hope you're better, bro, and I hope you get well soon.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah. I should be good. They put some titanium wire in to hold everything in a brace, and some cadaver ligament or some cadaver thing to act as a ligament. So should be good.
My guy is like the bionic man. He's just getting
Straight
a
up.
free.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'll chat with you shortly.
All right, Flexter, enjoy, man. I'm so excited for that episode of the Shark Tank coming straight out of Las Vegas. I can't believe we got Flexter in here off the plane alpha. What do you guys think about that? I don't see a pickle emoji. I see a cucumber. Dask.
Damn, you're right. Sorry, it is. There was a cucumber, but wait a minute. Look, when I type in pickle, hold on. Pickle. That is a cucumber, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, so is the keyboard messing up? Like, it should be a. Darn it. Yeah. I mean, we can substitute
What
it as
about
a.
pickle? What about the word pickle followed by a ball, like a baseball, or what ball was just a generic ball? There's not really a ball.
Right. So the only thing I can see, what do we have? A basketball, football, and what else do we have?
Yeah, we're pretty
That just
limited on the pickleball derivative. Honestly, I'm coming up short right now.
it could be a soccer
Flexor me
ball.
disappointed. Then it's just like I feel like it's too much like pickle soccer ball. Like it needs to be just ball, like a red ball or something.
Or what about just just the two words in general? Let me
Yeah, well,
see.
let's see what's up with that pickle ball.
Oh, it's not. It's been registered, man. Look at that. Expires in 2026, March 14th at 22:19 UTC.
Even
That's crazy.
pickleball pro is taken even.
Dang.
I
How
think
about
this Gary V alpha on the pickleball already spilled.
hash pickleball
Is that
or
a
underscore
oh, okay, yeah, maybe pickle dash ball. Let's see. Pickle
or
dash taken. Negative pickleball available. Dash pickleball is available. Underscore pickleball is available.
there
Those
you
might be
go.
good ones to have. Dash pickleball and underscore pickleball. Those are good. I mean, they're pretty good.
Right.
I don't know if that's Flexer's style though. Maybe the dash, maybe the negative pickleball, probably not the underscore. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's probably enough for me. I got to get to my family now. I've been pushing it too long. I don't want to defeat the purpose of Proof of Chill by going too long with it and not chilling with the family. So let me just summarize by inviting everyone here and Dope Collector, thank you for chilling. Appreciate you being with us, and also Negative Zero, appreciate you, man. I like your new maxi that you're rocking. I didn't even recognize you down there. This is where I'm gonna chill every Sunday to invite my friends, you guys, to post. If you look at the comments here, you'll see the hashtag Proof of Chill is where you post, and you can win. So today we're gonna see of the winners, everyone, or of the contestants who are eligible. Scott's eligible because he posted a picture with the Proof of Chill tag. I mean, I'm eligible because I posted a picture with the Proof of Chill tag. And are we the only two ones? I think we might be, Scott.
I got it too. What about me?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, Joshy did. Yeah. Why is it not coming up for me? It's like nested on some comment. That's why.
Damn it! I forgot the hashtag.
Well, all three of you posted something though. I just don't. Oh, I know what's up. Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna do the randomization because it's only the three of you that are eligible. Scott's blessed. Dask and Joshy. I think we all put one on there. So, let me see
What's
how.
the prize? I didn't even know about this.
Oh well, the prize is
$1,000.
All right. No, I'll take a half of ETH, bro. You don't have to give me a whole 1,000.
It's a 3D asset, and it could be worth a lot in the future. I'm not sure, but this one is a 3D asset from the Busted collection, and it's a piano. So it's like a 3D piano. You could put it in your metaverse space, or you could put it in your living room with the AR link. And there's an unlockable content link on the NFT. It's a Polygon NFT. So when I send it, it'll go to your hidden folder and everything, so you got to like retrieve it from your hidden folder in OpenSea. But yeah, I'm gonna hook you guys, all of the contestants, up with a 3D asset, since there was just 3 of us, and I want you guys to see what we're doing with these. They're pretty cool. So I'm just gonna, whoever was the first one, I think it was Scott. Pretty sure Scott was the first one to share an image on there. Was it? Is that right? I think I'm gonna give him the first place prize, and I'll pick 2 of the others. They're all pretty much rad. There's like, I'll give you guys a plant or a rug. And you can it's an invitation into OnCyber is what it is, because you'll be like, what do I do with this? And the answer is, get on OnCyber, make your profile, and click on the little, connect your wallet, and click on the little like curate, add asset or whatever in your default space, and then you can use that. You'll see the asset there. It'll show up, and you can bring it in and resize it. It's just cool. So, and then some of them are animated. So I want also, yeah, actually, I think the first place prize is going to be the animated one, because I really want you guys to be aware of that, like just how cool it is to have a flag that blows in the wind in your on-site. Like, everything's so static in there, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, there's a fish tank swimming around the aquarium. We've got some great things that are going to happen with it. So let me make sure I have all the ENS correct. Obviously, just Joshy.eth is all forwarded to you correctly, and the Hedgehog. Did you config the Hedgehog yet, Dask, to update with your wallet and everything, or should I send to the Dask instead?
Pardon me. Yeah, I mean, you can either or. I mean, I did configure it, but I actually sent the domain to my code. But the controller is still my hot wallet. So either or.
Yeah, okay, that's cool to know, because you guys should be aware of this too. When you're setting up controllers and different from your registrant, what a lot of people do, what I've come to do, especially with Polygon assets, since ENS is not compatible inside of with Polygon. It will be, I'm sure, but for the time being, it's just like,
Wait, why do you say that?
well, like when I try to put in an ENS domain, when I send Polygon assets within even OpenSea, it just generally doesn't seem to retrieve the address correctly, at least not the way that I'm doing it. But so because of that, and that's the same thing with like B card and stuff. We have the same issue when we're sending B card, because it's all on Polygon. So every time I send B card to anyone, put in their ENS domain, it's just like, what?
I think I know what the issue might be. Don't we need to add the hash address to our ENS? Because you know how
by
you can add.
default, your Polygon address should be the same as your ETH address. It's it's the same thing. So the only reason
Yeah, you're right.
it work is if they didn't set their ETH address, I think.
Well, think of it like this, like for some reason or another, I don't know what it is, but like if I have my network changed to Polygon and I'm just trying to send to Joshy.eth, it's just not, it's just not going to retrieve your registrant address there. At least I haven't seen it do it.
It should. Let me try, because
I'm gonna try it again right now. I mean, I've been doing this for like weeks and weeks, and I've just had the same experience over and over. Just like as soon as I go over to Polygon, so like at this moment, I'm switched over to Polygon mainnet, and I got a couple Matic in my wallet. I'm gonna go over to OpenSea, where I will pull up the asset that I want to send to you. And Joshy, I think that, what would you rather have? I'm gonna do this
I want the plant.
Okay, cool. That's dope. I figure that
don't rug me, bro.
Yeah, right. Don't rug me, bro. All right, plant coming at you. Here it is. It's a 3D banana plant, and plus AR experience. All right, and then if I go to send it, arrow in the OpenSea UI to send it, and it'll pop up the quantity one and address. In address, it says, the OX or destination ETH or whatever, so it seems like it should be fine. But if I pop in Joshy.eth, it says Joshy.eth is not currently registered. And that's just what it does on Polygon, just because so because of this, a lot of people are in this circumstance, are aware of this, and are doing this. So what you'll do is you go over to ENS Vision, and I'll just quickly type in. I'm not going to go to the ENS app just because I'm so used to ENS Vision. That's what everyone is inclined to do. So I'll go over here, and this is going to pull up your registrant address. This is not going to pull up your controller. You know what I mean? So when I come over here and I type in joshi.eth on ENS Vision to grab your registrant, I click on the owner, and I see the OX2080. The OX2080 address is what I'm going to easily copy from the ENS Vision, and then I'll jump back over here and have to paste in your OX. It sucks, dude. This is just the state of things right now, but that's just how Polygon is at this moment with the with ENS. So, but maybe potentially, I know that they're the same addresses. Obviously, I'm aware of that. But I think it's possible that we might have to just, it seems really redundant and stupid, but I wonder if we will have to manually paste in our own freaking ETH address as a Polygon address on the ENS record in order to solve this in the future or something. Anyway, use Polygon this way and tell me if you guys have a different experience, but this is the experience I just keep having time and time again. And I've had other people say that that's how it is.
So there was a website where I could add the different tokens to my MetaMask. It was like a token list or something like that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I'm not sure, but yeah, no, I definitely have, there's usually like a nice
How do
little.
I add that to MetaMask, like Polygon Network?
Oh,
Isn't there
oh,
a website where I could click on stuff to make it easy?
yeah, there is, but I would just be careful with that. I don't know it offhand. But what I would generally do with that, like how I added Polygon, was just by finding their docs, and then it's called an RPC node. You have to add a custom RPC node, so you can look up. You could just Google search like how to. By the way, the plant just sent. And you can look up how to add Polygon RPC node to MetaMask. Add Polygon, add RPC to MetaMask, something like that. And then also the Dask. So it's the same thing. So for everyone, I've had a few assets just go to like previous owners and stuff because of doing it this way. But unfortunately, there's really not a better way. Like if you try it yourself, you'll see like it's kind of a limited thing. So we've got the dask.eth, OXC42. So the one starting with OXC42 is the registrant like owner of the Dask according to the ENS Vision record. So I just grabbed that, and the Dask. What do you feel like, man? Are you feeling a plant, or are you feeling a piano, or are you feeling a pool table?
I don't think I've received or don't have a pool table, so yeah, I'm gonna go with the pool table.
All right, pool table tis. Yeah, I like the pool table.
Or if you have a gaming console, you know what I mean, or a slots machine, let me get that too, brother.
Oh yeah, we will actually. There's some stuff. There's nothing like that yet that's minted, but there are some assets like that probably will be minted soon. I can't wait for those. Actually, that's gonna be the most fun.
Nice.
I want to make wearables too. That's the whole thing. I want to make these customizable wearables. So a lot of what we're doing is in the service of learning the things we need to learn to do that. And then the technology's not quite there yet, which is sad because even like a decade ago, literally in 2012, I was looking at this app called Erasma, had this cool augmented reality functionality, could identify a dollar bill, and George Washington would start talking to you. And now, 10 years later, we just basically have kind of the same thing. It hasn't, like, we have VR headsets, and I don't know, it just feels like I would like to see things be a little further along. It seems like it's mostly about adoption at this point. So what about Scott is Blessed? Was it Scott's Blessed, or was it Scott is Blessed? I can't remember how he had his name. I think it was just Scott's Blessed. We better check that, though. I'm going to just double check. Yeah, he's from Lake County, which is like right by, my old stomping grounds. I know that area really well. And it's sad, like the whole area burned down, like 90% of the county burned just in the last few years. It's been terrible fires up there. It's one of the reasons why I left Northern California recently, because it was just terrible. Like even if you weren't like on fire, you were breathing smoke for half the year. Yeah, it's Scott's Blessed, buddy.
That's crazy, man. Aren't we blessed, dude? That that we live in, like me in LA. I mean, the worst thing that we have is earthquakes. Luckily, we haven't had major earthquakes, but I mean, we're in a decent spot, man. So we're blessed.
Yeah, we have it so good. I mean, right here by the ocean where I'm at, we really don't have much to worry about as far as weather goes. Even when there's terrible fires elsewhere, like it blows through pretty good. Sometimes the smoke will sit around for a little while, but yeah, being by the coast is the way. I definitely have come to, just not want to leave this area, especially with my health and stuff. Like hot and cold is really hard on me, so just nice mild weather is really good on my health. I really need it. We thought about going elsewhere and stuff, even Hawaii, but ultimately I think I'm home here, dude. I don't know. I'm gonna have a hard time going elsewhere, so I'm gonna have to just endure this challenge of living a mile from the beach. I'm stoked. It's beautiful, but the grass is always greener. We always kind of imagine that like gold at the end of the rainbow. Oh, I thought I'd be on Kauai. I thought I would this and that. But I think it's like a lot of life is about finding contentment in your circumstance. So trying to learn that lesson these days. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today.
Thank you, sir. You got it. Appreciate it.
Yo,
Thank you for hosting, bro.
absolutely. Thanks for just, being a true blue. And, I appreciate you, 'cause all the authenticity you bring into, our interactions, and the fact that you got my pseudonym tattooed on your shoulder. I wanted to ask you, is your shoulder the one that operated, the same one that's tatted, or no?
Yeah, they had to cut the tattoos off, so now I got a layer of skin I can actually frame up. No, I'm just kidding. No, they did it right above. So, but I guarantee the people who were working on my shoulder saw it and are like, "What the fuck is this?"
Dot thought either like this is all the people he killed or something. Dot Eth must be a hit list.
Well, we got 11 people now. I added 2 more people.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay. Yes. So
Dang.
how those additions go? Did you auction them or what?
No, they're just people who meant something to me that have helped me out, or shown to be a friend. And uh, one of them was Playmaker, and one of them was Gabriel or OX Gabriel.
Right on. Well, I'm glad to have them in the fam. Like, I feel like I need to get to know them better. I know Playmaker a little bit. I don't know Ox Gabriel as well, but are they in the chat and stuff too?
Yeah, I add them to the. I made one chat initially, which I don't really use much, but the member chat is the one where each person is in essentially, and
Well, if
yeah.
anyone here has it tattooed on Joshy, you gotta, make a good impression with him and make an impact and gain his approval. He's not just like prostituting himself out here. He's kind of particular with who's going on his arm. That's why he picked me among the first, because I'm obviously such a stand-up dude. He said nobody could go on my arm except for Novak's. But seriously though, he's doing something.
Word.
It's the ultimate like social layer, bro. It's the ultimate immutable. It's the immutable freaking friendship, dude. So I don't know. I just want you to like, and if you guys don't like that group, we all feel a sense of kindred spirits, that we're all all of our pseudonyms are tattooed on Joshy's arm. So whatever happens to Joshy, whatever Joshy's going through or doing, it's like, yeah, now it affects me. I was thinking about him a lot, and I was reaching out to him, talking about different things that we might do or how the community might respond to different things to try and get him stitched up and get him taken care of, because financially and everything, it's not easy when you're injured. And so I was just trying to think it through with them and try and show some support, even in the zero liquidity degen status that I'm at. But I basically felt that you know, it would have been, what was revealed about Joshy's injury was that, people are really largely here, we're here for ourselves, right? We're not, we're trying to make money and stuff. So there's sometimes like, there's not as much attention to the compassion and the needs from even within the community and so that's not a great sign. That oftentimes those kind of, when people are in need, there's not as much response as we would like. So I'm hoping that we can also, as part of the things that we do, kind of try to be like a response task force, at least to provide the emotional support, um, and the awareness, so that some of the other like more tangible support can come, hopefully. But at least at the very least, that's like holding a microphone for your friend and being like, yo, Josh, he needs a little love right now. Give him a little support. He's hurting bad. He's laid up, drop him a message, send him your NFT from your project that you don't think has any value. Maybe in 10 years it'll be worth a grand. And hey, if you got a grand right now that you can send him a grand, send him a few hundred to take care of him. He's one of us.
My
Yeah.
my buddy who I sell glass to, and he sells weed and stuff. He's gonna give me a little loan, so I'm not too worried about the financial aspect. But it definitely taught me about life and to be more prepared, because I was basically just living comfortably at pretty much no things. But it's opened my eyes. I have to make sure I am prepared for an emergency, and also that there's friendships, and then there's business relationships, and people are more likely to send you money for something they're going to make than any time to help you. And I don't necessarily need the help, but it was just kind of eye-opening to see that when I did need the help, and if you just ask for help, it doesn't work.
Exactly. It's like when they say the study of like, if people yell rape, they're less likely to receive help than if they yell fire. They would say, like, there was some educational pamphlets in New York or something in the past that was like, if you're being sexually assaulted, yell fire, and it was like, that's like the kind of thing like that we're kind of, it's like people literally, and I don't know why that was, like the psychology of it. Maybe it's because people feel like they would be more of a risk to their safety or something if they intervene in a sexual assault. But that's the kind of thing that, like, if somebody's asking for help, they'll receive a lot less contribution than if they're like a charlatan, like promising to give other people stuff, and just, you know what I mean. So rug pull scams will get like millions of dollars in contributions because the people contributing to them are looking for some upside for themselves. And so, like, my advice to Joshy was kind of like, I wouldn't go about this like, try and help me. If you can, I would go about it like, try and sell something, and have that as like kind of the backdrop. And by the way, like, it is kind of a tricky time for me, so please try and support me. But I think that even that, it's like, you almost like, it's crazy how much people, like, I don't know, the predatory instinct and stuff. It's like, as soon as somebody's weak, people a lot of times like will discount you and move on. Like, when I tell people about my disability or what I go through with my health, it's kind of like, I feel in certain relationships, it kind of like, you can tell that like doors close at that moment. It's kind of like, oh, okay, like, right on. And you can be dismissed. And so, yeah, for that reason, I become more sensitive, and I live my life a little bit more like embracing, the sincere authenticity of like who I am, whatever I can or can't do. And I think that some of those experiences are so, it's just eye-opening, man. You just realize that, like, it is freaking harsh. It's cold. It's rugged. But that's why it's nice to have some friends, who are at least there for you, and then like emotional support. That's like the very least, to have somebody be like, how are you? I'm checking in on you. I want to know if there's any encouragement I can give you, or maybe even like whatever I have, if I have some domains, you think you can sell them or something, like, like I can't, like, I'm a liquid, I don't have like a lot to offer. But when it comes to friends, and especially friends like Josh, you've just been like really good vibes, and just always, cool to share ideas with, and encouraging and positive. And definitely, I think now we're kindred in this way with the Ink project, ENS Inc. I love being, his friend, and I love, being friends with the other people who are friends with him. So I feel like Joshy's kind of starting a really important, like, just to me, it's like it's a brotherhood, man. It's like I don't see us just, I don't know. I think we're going to be rolling together for a while now because of this. I know we are, So anyway, I just appreciate you, man. And I'm sorry that I wasn't able personally to do more during this tough time for you. And I know that there's a little scar up next to my ink there. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that without all the homies.
It's all good, man. I had the support of people who were, who are actually there. So that is what I appreciated. But there were people coming out of the woodwork trying to buy my names for next to nothing, which was kind of insulting. And I actually had to say no to all of them. So
yeah, all the low balls, people like oh, you're in a tough spot, I'll offer you nothing. That's rough.
Yeah, well, like just offer me, on good domains, just next to nothing, and just because they think I would be desperate enough to take it, which I thought about it, but I've been suffering for a whole year, not suffering, but we hold these things not to cash out $5 profit. We want an insane amount, and I actually was thinking about it. Kind of hit me as like, for everyone buying these names, every single derivative, and you're talking about the pickleball thing, is like, are we really going to give, are the people who are going to be here with these names using them, are they going to actually be able to get them at the fair price? Are these people, me included, are we just so outrageous with our prices that we're actually hindering it? And it's the kind of the first time I thought that way, because obviously I'm a cyber squatter, but
Yeah,
do you
bro.
think we're
That's what the
hindering
auction
it?
is for. That we are. I am. And we all are. Yeah. If you're putting a price on it, you're hindering and you're helping, because the discoverability is the key issue to it, though. Because we put a price on it because you don't want to sell it because you don't know what it's worth, because you can't look at comparable things that have sold or comparable prices. And so it's all a problem. As the discoverability increases, when I can type NFT and I can see all the NFT alpha, NFT wizard, NFT champion, and what they've sold for and what their current prices are, then I won't arbitrarily put like 100 ETH because I don't want to sell it. And then the guy who's looking at the 100 ETH price tag, he's like, oh yeah, I take a hike, homie. He doesn't even make an offer. And maybe the guy who has like 0.05, he doesn't make an offer either, because he's like, yeah, that would just, what's the point? I'm gonna spend that on gas in the next minute. I'm not gonna wrap it and then offer it to you, and you're just gonna ignore it. So it does, and from that perspective, it does. Putting a high price on everything, it hinders the whole market in a way. But I think that's in the absence of what I'm proposing, which I've just only learned now, is just I feel it's imperative, it's necessary that we must we must host our own auctions. This event right here can be, instead of this 3 hours, we can spend here chatting and getting to know each other and doing stuff about like what we want to register, what we want to sell, what's it worth, how do we go about it, what do you want to do. But we could have, in 1 hour, in 30 minutes, if we have all the concentrated attention of 30, 40 people, some of them with some money in their bags, and we say, look, today we're having a freaking emoji auction, and get in here. And today we're having a negative number auction. Get in here. If that's the way I think we're gonna have the
Are
earliest
we
success, and
selling?
it's not gonna be.
Are we selling to the?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying. Are we selling to the? Are we selling to the final buyer? Or are we just selling to flippers? I see no way. The people who come in and buy a name, they usually will just get a $5 name. It's very rare, I think, for someone to come into ENS and just want one ENS name to buy to use, that they're going to buy it off secondary, unless it's like their first name. All the auctions and stuff seem to
Yeah.
be just
Yeah. So people are going to be looking in the auctions, and they're going to be looking for value. And in Shark Tank, ENS Shark Tank, all the sharks, they're looking for value. Nobody's out here dropping an ETH on any name unless it's, really worth that, unless it's valuable. I've spent on an ENS domain is half an ETH, and I've done that on a couple of occasions for 66 block, which is the 843rd ENS domain ever registered. So it's in the pre-punk 1K club. I like that because I'm into history. I think that's cool. It's like a stable coin though. It might go up in value, but not. I could have probably made a lot more money registering stuff with that half an ETH. And maybe I will sell 66 block for a whole ETH and, have some liquidity to do more registrations or carry things out. But I think in the long run, I think the floor price on those is going to be going pretty high. So that to me is like a good, well-placed bet. But I also have slays.eth, SLAYS, and I think it's good for subdomaining, medically relevant. And about half an ETH on that. Yeah.
How do we get the people that don't know about ENS on these auctions to be able to purchase their first one, so they actually are okay with paying it? I want people to buy the names that I own to own them, so I get the full value, instead of someone that wants to 10 times, 20 times their money. It seems like it's gotten so
Well,
out of
somebody who
control.
doesn't have somebody who doesn't have an ENS domain, who's new to the scene, they're not even going to know like the value of ETH. They're not going to have like the psychological framework to have a conversation to bid on in an ETH. Like, oh, how much ETH? Half an ETH? One ETH? They don't know. You have to talk USD with them probably. So I kind of think in a way, what I'm doing with onboarding, what I'm doing with the auctioning, it really is more or less intended to market to us, by and for us, to us. But it can also be a conduit. Like there should be layers of it. And so that's why like I'm involved in the PFP projects. I'm involved in CyberCryptoSkulls and stuff. That's like that's like a more general onboarding thing. The morning show, the ENS bar, there's social things, there's educational things, there's a lot of more onboarding focused individual efforts that I do. And so all those things kind of provide a different context throughout the week to help, that stuff happen, bring people along. People are just maybe, learning about ENS or knew about it but didn't have one, and kind of get them into the community. I like with Coldy a couple weeks ago. Coldy's a great crypto artist. I just met him. I had a piece of his decentralized from a few months back I got, and I had messaged him, hadn't heard from him. And then all of a sudden he's like, yo, hit me back. I see that you're into ENS. And he's like, well, what can you tell me about emoji ENS and stuff? So we started talking, onboarding him. From that point, he's registered like hundreds of ENS. He's a really successful crypto artist, Web3 artist, sold a lot of stuff for a lot of money. But he's a value investor. He won't even buy Coldy.eth for like 1 ETH. The guy who like got Coldy.eth, he's like, no, I'm not paying freaking 1 ETH for Coldy.eth. He's like, I used to own it, I let it lapse, oh well. So he's he won't even buy his own identity. The guy's sitting on stacks of ETH probably, I'm just assuming, but and he won't even buy his own identity for like a couple of grand. So that's, to me, that was like a big lesson for me when I met him and had that experience with him. I realized he would rather I gave him for free cold emoji, artist emoji, and sent that to him. He started rocking that, and now he's rocking diamond hand emoji. And he's registered like 102 emoji combos. He thinks 2 emoji combos are the bee's knees, just like me. I'm just saying, one of the most influential crypto artists sees what I see when it comes to the 2 emoji combos, and that's validation for me. But yeah, but he was a guy. He's a Web3 guy, native artist. He just hasn't been using ENS like that. He wasn't no work onboarding him. He speaks the language. So I think all these other people who are brand new, I mean, that's why we have like non-fungible art and stuff. Like I'm plugged into, I'm a project Web3 advisor for non-fungible art. Check out nonfungible.io/team. You see me on there next to Snoop Dogg. And so that's really our on the ground, like boots on the ground IRL onboarding mission, for not only for crypto Web3 and everything, but for like with ENS too. MetaMask is one of the partners on the project, and so we plan to and I registered NFApass.eth, so we can just give everyone a subdomain off NFApass. But that's like one of the things that is nice, about having that IRL recruiting. Hopefully we can create a pipeline, where we link that stuff together. Now those people, they get on board, they go to Vegas for a weekend. Hey, I'm in Vegas having a good time. I went to the art district, went into the augmented reality display, got this whatever ENS NFA pass, whatever this thing is, came home and got some links on how to learn more and get set up. Now that person finds us, so we need to kind of link it together to where the pipeline kind of works that way, Joshy, so that those people end up in our auction buying an ENS domain with their Vegas winnings, or degenning with their quarters that they came home broken with, and while they figure out how to rebuild their stack. So I think you're right. We can't just be selling to each other, and that's not where the profits are really going to be in the long run either. But for the short-term market, for short-term liquidity, look what's selling, man. Digits. And there's not a lot of people just coming off the street just spending money on digits. This is a very insular thing that's happening with the majority of the liquidity that's flowing around. The majority of the volume in secondary ENS sales is coming from an ENS enthusiast. Absolutely. There's no ways, no alternative. But every now and then we get a little whale comes in, the shark from the Shark Tank, from that guy that Gwayman recorded. I can't remember his last name. And that's great. But like what you're saying is more about growing adoption in general, right? Like Web3, like Ethereum adoption, as opposed to, like you have to have Ethereum adoption before you can have ENS adoption, and preferably at the same time in the
Well,
same place.
so I'm going to be essentially tricking people. I know a big industry, cannabis, and I know they need digital payments and have no way to really send each other money safely. By providing them with subdomains, and having them pay for it, I think that's that's going to be easier to make people do than go on ENS and buy a name, and that's kind of sad.
Yeah, that's a savage move. I got 420 Culture. I got some other great 420 domains. Excuse me. No, so sorry. So rude of me. I hope you all didn't hear that very loud belch. But yeah, no, I think the subdomaining of like in that way, that's how it has to be. Like nobody should really ever know their OX address at the end of the day. Like there should be a way for them to generate they shouldn't have to, in other words, they should be able to generate their seed phrase and have their private key stored immediately, um, like generate it, store it at the same time that their ENS subdomain is being created and assigned to that hash. So that would be the ideal onboarding experience. Like, okay, now I'm Joshi.420culture.eth. Right on. That's easy enough. And that's like the Gmail of cannabis community. It just becomes that. I like that vision, Joshi. Yo, I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. The Dask, aka Hedgehog, and Negative Zero, and Triple 8 Meta 8, and Dope Collector. Come on into the auction tomorrow. It's gonna be fun. Who knows how it'll go? Like literally anything could happen. I have very like low expectations. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it. It's going to be the sort of thing that's going to build over time. People be like, "Oh, it's that time again." They got it in your recurring calendar. "Oh, it's the auction night. Daily auctions. Daily auctions. Novak's doing his daily auction right now. Oh, Novak's not here. What's he doing? Oh, he's doing his daily auction." I'm starting daily auctions, and it's not going to be the sort of thing where I'm going to put a bunch of pressure on the first one or any particular one. I'm just going to I'm determined that with our combination of our metaverse space that I'm curating and the communities that we're connected to, that we will have success marketing our ENS and our other assets this way. So I can't wait for you guys to acquire some 3D assets and for you to sell some ENS and for you to maybe buy some ENS, balance your bag, take your winnings, your proceeds, extend your registrations, take your proceeds, buy some crypto skulls, some CyberCryptoSkulls. Have
Or some
fun.
punk voxels, man. You know what I mean? I mean, sorry,
Dude,
some 8 voxels.
some ape voxels for sure. And you know what? Actually, I saw a new project look really cool, like some 3D apes. I don't know if it's some rug pull scam, so I didn't click on anything, but I was like, ooh, I like that. But then I was immediately like, no, don't betray the ape voxels. Be true to the ape voxels. Because, man, I got some banger ones, and those are our homies over there. Shout out if you guys aren't familiar with ape voxels and punks voxels. The punks voxels team has just released this wrapper, so all the punk voxels will be like 3D metaverse ready, and all the punk voxel holders you get dropped the same number of the corresponding ape in the Basie collection. So that's just fire, and you can mine them. We've been grabbing all the real treasure ones of zombies and different cool rare ones that owned by different celebrities. Negative Zero just bounced out because he was like, I'm gonna go get some voxels right now. But that is how I think they'll have a special place just in general. Like people don't really realize like those are kind of historic. They're some of the first, the first 3D assets of the most project.
Dude,
So
I
whether or
got.
not they're worshiped by those, yeah. What you got?
Sorry,
What you got? Did you
sorry.
get a goldie? Did you get a
I
top 100? What do you find?
I think I do have a top 100 gold. I think it's like number 40 something or something like that, man. But you can check them out, dude. I got some decent ones, and I got a lot of laser eyes too.
I didn't really realize how special the laser eyes were. I didn't get any of them, I don't think. I need to start shopping some laser eyes soon. But yeah, I like those. I really like the crowns. I got a couple crowns. And yeah, I got a golden.
I actually have the first crown Bored Ape, dude. I think it's for sure it's in the top 100.
Oh heck yeah! No, we're gonna have so much fun. Wait until we're really metaverse out. Like we're gonna be able to rock those things. I think we're gonna be able to rock them around even in Decentraland and stuff. Like that will be so dope when we as CyberCryptoSkulls, we could run around, with our as a pack of us with our different punks voxels, ape voxels at a birthday party, with DJ Tracks bumping some dubstep, and everyone's kicking it, wearing different wearables, different shoes and skateboards. Um, and we stop the music, have an auction, have a alpha session on registrations, go into a gated spot where we talk about financial literacy, investment practices with the one guy who does that is a really thoughtful Fidelity insurance agent who actually controls some of Decentraland space and does financial literacy training there. It's like really thoughtful of him, good marketing approach way before his time. So anyway, I'm gonna play this out with a little jam. Thank you guys for hanging out for Proof of Chill. I did send those assets out to Joshi and Dask, and then I just finally sent out the piano over to Scott's Blessed. So all the 3D assets have been disseminated. In the future, I'll probably just restrict it to one because I've been really generous with those. I'm starting to like not have as many left in my stacks. So I want you, but they are really affordable, honestly. So if you want to play with them, try and snag one up. It's on Polygon too, so the gas is low. So just try to make them so accessible, just a couple bucks. Just like put a quarter in that arcade and play with it, and then give me feedback on it. Let me know. I'm gonna send you more too. Anyone who's buying them is helping me. And anyone who's like playing with them and using them in the augmented reality and stuff and giving me feedback on it is definitely helping us. And then, we're going to make these so that you can customize it with your PFP, man. You can put your voxel on there. You put your voxel on the carpet in your room on Cyber. You could put your crypto skull on your flag blowing outside of your door. So we're going to charge for those, those kind of things and minting those. And so that'll be a different kind of a thing where when we start giving those away, it'll be like an experience. It'll be like, bro, you just want a custom AR flag with whatever PFP you want on it. Like, here's your ticket. Go and claim it and use the interface to choose which PFP you want. And that's what we're trying to build for you guys. And yeah, I think I want it. I'm trying to have these guys build it because I want it. But because I want it and I see the value in it, I think we'll be able to market it to the next bull run of people coming in to the space and taking advantage of OnCyber and everything. So anyway, that's all for me. Little Jim. Thank you guys. Do not be compliant. All right. Have compassion. Be friendly. Work hard, but not too hard. Have lots of fun. And that's what Proof Chill is all about. Thank you for being Web3 friends. Joshi, wish you great healing on your shoulder. And Meta 8, I'm so stoked on everything you're doing, man. Hope you guys can all come to the auction tomorrow. It's going to be every single day, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. UTC. Just going to keep rocking and trying to sell our stuff. All right, guys, have a good one.